Yes, Evil Teapot, if you want a box, you can send a galaxy and I will not drop it. But anyone who wants and needs to send a galaxy before the box. So again, please share the live. I really appreciate it. If you want a box, please send the galaxy to join the box. And there you go.
Hey Jeff, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So I kind of the only reason I'm sending my galaxy is because I think I'm gonna speak for a lot of people and myself when I say good for you for offering help, but you should know that you're offering help to a complete narcissist that's also a drug addict. And that is nothing against drug addicts or anything, but you're offering your home, which you said that you like to have your quiet space, you like to live like you do. But if you've been a watcher of Nick, which many of us have been for years, you would know that your life is about to be turned upside down. And with that, I mean that this guy has been up on many charges, including strangulation, DV charges. He's been tased in many places. Any place that he's went, he's absolutely caused nothing but havoc. And I know that he says that he was in a domestic violence relationship himself. But if you watch what he's done to Mariah, it equals out to the same thing as being physically assaulted, what he has verbally done to that woman. It is absolutely disgusting. And just for your own well-being, and I'm just saying this just as from one person to another, that what you're doing is great, that you want to help somebody out, but you cannot help someone that does not want to be helped and that will never help themselves. Nick hasn't hit rock bottom because people pay for his hotels. People pay for him to live the way he's living, and he uses people to get where he is in life right now. So he's never hit rock bottom. And every opportunity that he has had to go to rehab, to get better, he's given it up. He's left. He's left because of this and that, and he will gaslight the hell out of you, like he gaslights Mariah, like he gaslights his chat. He's so narcissistic that he puts his chat now on sub only because people can't have their say. And then when people try to have their say, if you say anything against Nick, and this is why I appreciate you letting me speak, because the minute anyone says anything against Nick, they're blocked. He blames every problem he has on everyone else. And what's going to happen when he gets into your house, and I can guarantee, is that when things start to go wrong, when you do something he doesn't like, or give him rules that he doesn't like, or ask him to be quiet, he is going to put you all over social media. He will out all of your personal things that he has seen in your house or that's happened between you guys. He will blow you up everywhere and make you look like the bad guy. And that's what he will do for weeks. He's falsely accused nurses and doctors of SAing him in hospitals just to get attention. I mean, the list goes on, and I know that you've said you've only watched him for a couple months. There are people that have watched him for years. He still brings up stuff that has happened to him years ago just to get people to constantly feel bad for him. He has a victim mentality where all he does is do the poor me, when I was younger this happened, look at these pictures, hear my wheelchair story. He's constantly constantly like that. And I'm telling you, the minute you let this guy into your house, it is going to go downhill for you quick. And this life that you know, because you seem like a really, really good guy with a good heart, but this life that you know that's quiet is not going to be quiet for very long. It is going, mark my word, within the first couple weeks, your life is going to be upturned. Like it is not going to be the same. This guy will use you as much as he can, and in the end, he's going to take what you have or what little kindness you've given him, and he's going to end up back with Mariah, and that's how this is going to go. And all this kindness that you've done is for nothing, because that's how it is. He's a complete drug addict. And when he gets there, he's going to need to find somewhere to get what he needs to keep himself going, which is not just happiness and kindness. This guy needs this stuff to keep going, and he's going to look for it. He's going to bring that to your home. And even though you put rules in place, even though you say you're not going to allow this and that, Nick doesn't care, because he only cares about Nick. He refers to himself in the third person. Okay, this guy is the most narcissistic person that you will ever meet. And you're about to get so used that you won't know what to do with yourself after. And besides that, you're going to be put everywhere. I don't know if you've ever looked at Reddit. And Reddit, Nick will tell you, oh, Reddit is bad and Reddit is this. But on there, you will find everything that you don't know about Nick on there, including all of his mugshots. This is a grown-ass man that physically hurts women, that mentally hurts women, and does the same thing to men. It does not end with him. His own family he has hurt. Anyone that's tried to help him, he has hurt. He doesn't care about anybody. He doesn't have the capability to care about anybody but himself. And I'm telling you, even though you tried to do this as a nice thing today, this is going to come back and bite you in the ass, because it's not going to end well. And everybody deserves a second chance, but this is Nick's 580th chance. He blames everything on chats and Reddit, why he gets doxxed. He does this to himself without a care in the world for anybody else, including Mariah. Mariah's not innocent in this. She has a lot of issues herself. They shouldn't be together because they're toxic. But a huge part of that issue is Nick himself. It is absolutely disgusting for anyone that's watched him. We all know what he's like. He might have 5 or 6 people in the comments that are like, oh, Nick, you're great and what a good second chance this is for you. But I'm telling you right now, this is going to come back on you, and you're going to regret ever extending your hand to somebody else.
No, I appreciate your honesty. And I'm starting to see it from, I don't know, it's hard to, it sucks when you're wrong.
And I don't want to tell you you're wrong. And I know that he's on a bus and he's on the way there. I get that. But honestly, for the type of life that you have, you're not ready for what's about to happen. And you have to look at it. Men have tried to take Nick in before with Nick's promises of whatever, or that he's going to get a job. He's going to do this. If he was able to do that, Jeff, he would have done it where he lives. He would have done it when he had an apartment. He would have done it everywhere else. Coming to Maine is not going to make Nick change. Coming to Maine is not going to be, oh, I'm going to help Nick and I'm going to make him see the light. Many people have tried. Many people have sent him hundreds of dollars to fund him getting better, to getting a place, to getting clothes, doing whatever. But Nick doesn't care, because he is nothing but a selfish, narcissistic drug addict. And that's what he is. And he's going to drag you now into this. He's going to fully drag you into this with him and disrupt your life and affect your life. And then you're going to have social media and the people trolling you and hounding you for doing this, because nobody learns when it comes to not helping Nick and letting him hit rock bottom.
No, yeah, I know. I mean, oh my god. I mean, I appreciate you.
And if you can realize, we all know that he called you when you said boxes were open, okay? So none of us are stupid. So we know that he called you and definitely told you to shut down the boxes because you're having a good time. You were opening boxes, and I'm going to tell you 100%, Nick would never open boxes and let people say what I am saying right now. We would be blocked and dropped because he can't handle anything. So we know he told you to shut down the boxes, but that's just the start. He's going to control everything you do. He's going to make sure he takes over. And when you want to kick him out, it's going to be police involvement. And you're a man that's been with police. You don't need police at your door because Nick's called and falsely accused you of this and that. He's falsely accused men of SA, of sexual assault before when they haven't done anything. And then he's admitted for doing it. Like, you are opening yourself to a world that you don't want to be in. And I can't tell you what to do, but as hard as it is, I would tell Nick to turn his ass around and go back to where he came from, because you are going to regret this in a couple weeks. I'm telling you, with everything in me, just from one human to another, what you're doing is going to totally get your life. See, and that's him right now, because he is, trust me, he is losing it because somebody is up here saying what he would never let anybody say.
No.
He can't, Jeff, he can't even be in hotels. He can't be in bars. He doesn't hold down jobs longer than 2 weeks. He doesn't have it in him. Like, he absolutely doesn't. He laughs at the fact that he gets put on mental health holds, and he thinks it's hilarious. He's bipolar, yes, and my heart goes out to anyone suffering with mental health issues, but he refuses to take meds. He refuses to get help. He refuses to admit that he has a serious drug problem. He's that pumped up on steroids and kratom and anything else. And that's the least bit of his worries, and the least bit of your worries of what you have coming into your home. And I'm telling you that. And people have tried. His family, his sisters, his mother, everyone. Those are people that actually he knows that love him, but he doesn't care. The grocery store. He went in and tore up a grocery store because he was that drugged out. They had to tase him. I know that you're getting anxiety because he's calling and he's going to blow that phone up because you're letting this happen. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't have sent a Galaxy if I really didn't care and want to tell you what you were honestly in for. And this is coming from someone who's watched Nick for 2 years now. I'm a part of Bad Chat. It's, we've had fun, and that's what we do, because Nick is just someone that he will not get anything through his head. Like, he won't get it. And Jeff, I'm honestly worried about you. Your mental health is going to take a downturn. And when police show up at your door charging you with false charges because Nick is not liking something that you're doing in your house, or that you don't want him there anymore, then you're going to say, why on earth did I ever do this? This is one of the worst decisions that you could make in your life. And that's not even exaggerating it.
No, I understand.
So I just really want to.
It's one of those things where you're like, you try to help people, and like all at the same time, you realize the reality of it, and then you have it all thrown back at you. Oh my god.
Just Nick, hang on. You can flip out in a second. But this is just, and I think that you honestly, you just have a big heart. You're a kind guy. You've seen a guy struggling. You've maybe watched him for a couple months and thought, oh, I really just want to help him. I want to be the guy that helps him, give him a fresh start. But I'm telling you, this guy's had 400 fresh starts, and every time he didn't give a shit. And he's hurt. He was staying at a lawyer's house, a nice lawyer guy that helped him out, and he screwed him over. Like, your whole life is going to be put out here. You're going to suffer greatly by having him in your home.
Yeah, I know. I mean, no, I appreciate you like filling me in, and I just don't even know what fucking to do. So
And I get that, and I get it. It's gonna be hard for you. It definitely is. Definitely gonna be a struggle. And I know that you're already in this deep where he's on his way, and you're just like, what do I do? But I'm telling you, you should rather feel bad for a few minutes now and tell him not to come than feel bad when you have charges against you and you're like, I shouldn't have ever did that.
I mean, oh my god. He is like relentless.
He's going to, and this is the beginning, Jeff. I'm telling you, this is the tip of the iceberg for what you're about to experience.
I mean, the only saving grace is he doesn't have my address, so.
And I hope, like, I wish I could just be there, give you a hug, tell you it's gonna be okay, and if you hurt someone's feelings right now, it's better than you having to go to jail. I'm telling you now, I'm trying to save a good guy that's trying to do a good thing for not a good person.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, thank you for talking to me. And I just have to figure this out. But,
Yep. And I hope you do, Jeff. Please take what I'm saying and don't think that I'm just one of Nick's trolls and I'm a hater. I'm honestly just spitting facts here. And it's the same facts that I'd say 800 out of the 821 people in here would agree with. I think that like you are going down a road that I'm trying to save you from what's going to happen. Your home is not going to be your home anymore. And even though it's just a guy, you have no idea what's coming. It is bad. And I would tell you to hit Reddit up and to look up Nick and to just even read a couple pages. Read the charges. Read what he's just done in the past month, this summer. Like, just please, you're a smart man. You need to think smartly, not with your heart, with your head, because your life's about to get turned upside down.
No, I appreciate that. I mean, definitely, I thank you for informing me, and I really appreciate it. And I just have to figure out what to do from here. So.
And I hope you do, Jeff. I please do, because I'm just telling you now. Nick, just calm down for a minute, man. Hold your nuts. It's gonna be okay. Listen, he's losing. I can't tell you, every narcissist, he is beat red, punching the back of a seat on the bus. He's losing it right now. But I'm telling you to please, Jeff, man, for your sanity, for your peace, for your home, for you not to end up on false charges, please tell him to turn his narcissistic ass around and that you've come to Jesus and you can't do it. I'm telling you, Jeff, save yourself.
No, I agree. All right. Well,
okay. Thanks, Jeff, for letting me up. Please take what I say seriously and really think here.
No, I will. I appreciate it.
Okay, Jeff. Have a good night.
Thanks. You too. So anyways, so this sucks. Yeah, so I guess uh, so yeah, this sucks. I appreciate everyone trying to protect me and such, and I don't know, it's sad when you try to help someone and then you just find out everything. And just being a cop, I can't have this happen to me. I don't even know what's going to happen to my account now. That's a big concern, but I'm going to get all kinds of hate from the other side. If anyone wants to join the boxes, it's not going to make you feel like a piece of crap, can join the boxes if you want. Just thank you for the galaxy, Brent. But if you want to join the boxes, just request. I've already been deflated enough tonight, so I don't need more of it. I appreciate the gifts, thank you. It just sucks. It's hard to admit when you're wrong. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh God, no. Yeah, if you want to join the box, I'll just decline. Well, he hasn't even made it to. Oh God's sakes. He hasn't even made it to Washington, D.C. yet, which he already knows from the chat that he's not going to be able to come here because of that conversation. Just because I can't have my life ripped apart. Oh, for Christ's sakes, why is it doing that? Yeah, just if you want to join, just request. Yeah, so anyways, he is on his way to Washington, D.C. He won't be there till 6:25 a.m., which is, like, as you know, 5 hours from now, 4 hours from now. But yeah, as you heard that discussion, I'm sure a lot of you heard it. He knows he's not going to be able to come here, and then he sent me a message after you called me fucking 1,200 times. Apologies for the language. But he's like, well, can you pay for my ticket back? And I'm like, no. No, it just sucks when you try to help someone and you try to believe and you try to believe they can be different. But yeah, it almost seems like a publicity stunt. But yeah, I mean, no matter how you react to it, or it sucks because, like, I'm a pretty smart person. I have a criminologist degree in criminology and behavioral science, and here, I look like an idiot. And it sucks. Because no one likes to look like an idiot. But yet, thanks to everyone here and thanks to the people that talked to me, he didn't make it all the way here. So it could have been much worse. And I appreciate everyone. But it still sucks. Like, I didn't do anything to deserve this, and I mean, I just can't believe I fell for it. Oh god, yeah, I need to definitely remove. How the hell do I remove Nick as a mod, though? Oh my god. I don't even know how to activity settings. Yes. Oh, moderators. Nick, manage. Remove. Remove. So anyways, so he's removed as a mod. At least Nick requesting. No, he tried to call me like as a lot of people heard it on here. He tried to call me like a friggin' 40 times in a row. But I blocked him on my phone and blocked him via text, so he can't contact me anymore, thank God. But yeah, I mean, it's almost like it was like a bad dream or something, because I know damn well his fucking girlfriend's probably waiting for him at the other end, and it's almost like, I don't know what his expectations was or whatever, but I laid out the ground rules. I was very vocal about what I would deal with and what I would not deal with, but thank God for who I talked to earlier, because I learned a lot. guys, if anyone wants to join the box, please don't throw it in my face, but you can join the boxes. Kind of feeling stupid right now. Yeah, I'll accept requests. Sorry, just haven't been paying attention, but I'll accept requests now. No, Bobo. Bobo. Love that name, Bobo. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Appreciate the gift. That one went away before I could accept it. I still sleep well. No, that one went away. So, nothing like getting screwed over. Click a multi-Jeff. And if I'm just, I'm not ignoring people. Multi.
Hey Jeff, how's it going?
Oh, I've been better.
I know this is a tough, heavy night for you. I'm not coming on here to beat you down. I do think you made the right decision for yourself and your peace. But I think you should. I think you should feel good that you do have a big heart, that you do want to help people. That's not something to beat yourself up on. I think it's still good to have a caring heart. I think you made the right decision, though, closing your home. Nick is pretty chaotic. He has been. He's been living this lifestyle since he was a teen, and he's 32 now, I think. And I'm not military, but I grew up with my dad and my grandparents, so I know the discipline and the routine that comes from having a career like that, and now you being in law enforcement. And I think you maintaining your peace by not opening your home, and that's not something to beat yourself up on or feel stupid about. He's a narcissist. He's a very charming man when he wants to be. And I really do hope that you get some rest tonight, but not feel bad or stupid. I don't think you're a stupid man. I think you're a caring man, and that is admirable.
No, I appreciate that. I mean, it's just hard because you just it's I almost thinking about it now, if you fall for it, it could totally fuck up my whole life. So. Yeah,
I mean, especially being law enforcement, he may say that he's sober, but he's very obviously on his lives. It's not just kratom, it's not just weed or the weird gas station psilocybin pills that he's taking. He's actively nodding off, and you being law enforcement, I don't think you want that in your home. The risk to your career, to your livelihood, not just to your peace, but to your actual livelihood and how you pay the bills, it is too high to allow him into your home with his current state of mind. I think you made the right decision for everything.
Yeah, and I kind of I've watched him over the last 6 to 8 weeks, and I was sometimes I thought his behavior was so bizarre that he was just doing it for social media. Mm-hmm. Because it was that bizarre. It's almost okay, if he doesn't have direct access to coke or meth, how
Maybe
is
it'll
this
change.
person, how is this person actually acting this way? And then, like, and then I was like, I always thought him and his girlfriend was a total mismatch. Like, I just didn't see how their dynamic took place.
He just doesn't want to be alone. It doesn't work.
Yeah,
You just don't want to be lonely.
Yeah, and it's so funny because, like, it's just like, okay, well, this guy, if I were to watch it, which I'm not, but a night or 2 nights from now, he's going to be right back at it, trying to get money for a hotel room and all this other stuff. But, I mean, I also have to be thankful for people on here because, God forbid, if I would have allowed him to get this far, like, it could have destroyed my life. And just, I'm just full of appreciation, but also full of disgust. That I allowed someone to penetrate my perimeter. Not to make it sound so cop or military like, but it's
I think it's a good term. It's a good way to look at it and describe it. But I mean, it's just how people like him are. He is a user. I mean, and if he wanted to work, like T was saying, that he could have did that at home. He had Wendy's for maybe a month, if that, and he couldn't handle it. And he says that they fired him and they're bullying him, but he read the text messages, and it's very clear that his coworkers were sick of him. The same behavior he's doing. He's lived a reckless, a fast and loose lifestyle since he was 16, 17. He does not have the normalcy meter that an average 32-year-old or 31-year-old, however old he is, should. Right? He was proud when I don't know if you were following him when he was in the apartment, but he was bragging about the fact that he had a bed, that he had a kitchen. For someone in their 30s, those are normal things to have. You know what I mean? It's not surprising. But he gets excited when he gets shoes and things like that. His normalcy reading and his maturity isn't where it should be in your 30s. But with that, because of his lifestyle, he's learned how to use people to get what he wants, how to play the victim. I think a lot of us were introduced to Nick when he was beat up by Mariah the first time. And we saw the black eyes and him crying. But one of the things, if you do go to the Reddit, it's not super obvious, but one of the attacks that people are talking about, the strangulation, that was in New Orleans. It was one of the first women, I think, or at least the second woman he was arrested for beating. It was multiple women, by the way. This is why you don't want someone like that in your house, especially as law enforcement. But she apparently, one of her friends posted that she had posted after that incident. He kept her in their house locked up for hours. He strangled her. He put cigarettes out on her. She posted about it after it happened on Facebook, and she received sympathy, of course, and friends and family were able to see him for who he was. With that, after that happened, when he posted with Mariah beating him, it was because I think he saw the reaction his ex got when she posted the abuse. He was excited about it. And in multiple lives of his, he talked about how he forced Mariah in the bathroom. He kept her in there. He spit on her. He hit her. He used words to push her to the point until she hit him. So should Mariah have hit him? No. Everyone should keep their hands to themselves. But she wasn't alone in that. And so I think with him, he used that story to get sympathy. He's learned this since he was young, and this is his lifestyle. And with that, he has enough practice on how to manipulate people. So I don't think it's something you need to feel ashamed of, because he's done this to other people, because it's how he knows how to live and how to survive. I don't think you need to feel bad that he got on the bus. He's a grown man. He chose to get on the bus. He knew the risk.
Yeah, but what was funny is because, not as funny, but like he was showing that stuff in the live today when he was like, oh, someone come pick me up or do this or do that. And I'm just like, I was like, this girlfriend really was able to do that to him? Like, that was almost unbelievable in itself. And I was like,
Wanted it. Yeah. He wanted that. because he
No, it was
wanted them.
almost like
Yeah.
he did it to himself, and I was like trying not to.
He talked about that though with in one of his lives, is that even after she hit him, right, she was leaning. He said in one of his lives, I remember he said he leaned into the punches, and then another life he mentioned that he even hit himself to make the bruises more intense. So it wasn't just her. So yeah, she apparently has a good fist. She rocked him, but he definitely made it worse for that. And especially I think once he saw the attention he got. There's two separate instances of DV with Mariah. She hit him once, and then she hit him a second time. And I think he saw the attention he got from the first one, and I think he definitely did lean into that with the big black eyes that we all, or a lot of people, known him from.
Yeah, because literally he would have to stand there and just like have a hand to the eye or have a fist to the eye like 20 times.
Yeah.
And, like with her strength parameters.
Yeah, I think so. But Lisa, please don't beat yourself up. I really do think it's admirable to have such a heart. I think it's just a lesson learned though for next time, especially before opening up your home. And our homes are sanctuaries, you know. I think it's just as you know, like to do more research and you know what to do. But I think you wanted to help someone, and I don't think that's something to beat yourself up with. That was admirable.
No, I appreciate it, and thank you for your time. And yeah, it was definitely eye-opening, and I just have to just move on from here. I mean, it just, again, it's in the world we live in nowadays, it's so hard to trust anyone, and then you just have this happen to you, and it's just like, okay. Here we go.
I say give yourself a day to grieve, but keep up with the dance parties on here. I know I was having fun with it.
Yeah, please follow. I
had fun at the dance party. I say keep that up.
All right, cool. Well, Thank you, dear, for your time, and I hope you have a great weekend.
You as well. Please get some rest and do something tomorrow, like your Sunday fun day. Do something to bring yourself some joy. Don't let Nick take away that. Do something joyful tomorrow. Whatever that be, as small or as big as it needs to be, do something that makes you feel happy.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
No problem. Thank you, Jeff. Have a good night.
All right, bye, dear.
Bye.
No, thank you. Anyone who is not gonna throw this crap in my face and join a box, please, or just talk. I'm freezing. Hold on, I need to get a sweatshirt. Sorry. Anyways. Oh god, every time Anyways, anyone who wants to join the boxes.
Hello, Jeff. How are you?
I've been better. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to tell you that please don't beat yourself up over this. You have a really good heart, and I don't believe anyone's going to go against you or turn your page bad or anything like that. You really had the best heart out of this, so I just don't want you to feel bad about it.
No, I appreciate that. It's just, as you probably know, it's kind of hard to accept that you're trying to believe in someone that...
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you try not to believe the crap, and then all at the same time, it's almost like, thank God I opened the boxes up, because it was almost like I want to have found out the truth before I got here.
Right, yeah, and everything happens for a reason, so...
Oh yeah, I'm fully thankful
that happened too, and someone was able to come in here and let you know truly what you was getting yourself into. But I just don't want you to feel bad. You know, you really was trying to help someone, and unfortunately it just had to be someone that doesn't want to help themselves, and you can't do nothing with that. So I just want you to know.
No, I'm definitely thankful, and just like anything, it heals in time, and just...
Oh yeah, and it will. It will. I mean, just thank goodness nothing, bad happened out of it, that you couldn't...
Yeah, it's sad because I've already... And he even knew I was a very guarded person, and I'm surprised he even thought he would be able to do any manipulation or whatever. But now I'm even more of a guarded person, but it's fine. Live and learn.
I hate that, he's done that to you and made you even put your walls up even more,
Yeah, it sucks, but it kind of is the first reaction you have to stuff like this.
Someone said Wait, what did I say? It said, ask Jeff what all Nick said about his past. So did he tell you about his past or no? Was he not truthful about that?
He was not totally truthful. Like, it was kind of, we got into the, like, it was, I don't know if you saw it today, or it was showing where the girlfriend supposedly gave him the black eyes. And
Oh, yeah, that was earlier, right? When he was on live.
yeah, and I was just like the cop in me was like, oh my God, that girl did not give you those black eyes. You either had to intensify the fact,
Right.
or manipulate the fact. And I was just like, okay. And I've watched them over the last like 8 to 10 weeks, and
Right.
like, they were totally dysfunctional. I'm sure they'll continue to be dysfunctional. And he just, I don't know, and just, I mean, thank God I opened the boxes tonight, because I wanted to have found out the truth before he got here.
Right. And it could have been a lot worse. So
Just he
everything happened.
freaked out when I opened the boxes.
Oh, I bet, because he probably knew what was coming.
Yeah, and he was like, how are you listening to those people? And it's funny because even my sister was in here defending him, and I was like, it was very low key at first.
Right.
And then it was just like, as soon as I opened the box, my sister was gone, thank God. And I opened the boxes, and just like the truth unraveled, and he just lost his mind. Like,
So does your sister watch him too?
no, she doesn't even, like, I'm very cautious about, like, because my sister knows how I am, so I'm just like, and I was kind of like, either A, this guy is going to show up, B, there's, like, I just, I don't count on anything till it actually happens, and I have all the information. So I was like, it cost me $160 a bus ticket, but listening to everyone now, it would have cost me a lot more. So
Yeah. I mean, that's, yeah, definitely. So you bought him the bus ticket.
yeah, that's all I did. I
missed some, like, I missed that part, but yeah, so, I mean, at least that's...
Yeah, I'm not the type to, and I said this to him a few days ago when we were talking. I was just like, I don't send money to people. Like, I'm just not that type of person.
Right.
Because I just think, like, everyone, I mean, there's tons of jobs out there. People are begging for help. So
yeah,
you can make your own money. And I was just like, well, he was playing victim today, and it was a big sob story. I fell for it. So
hey, it's okay. It's all gonna be okay. All of it happened for a reason, and I just wanted you to know. Don't feel bad about that.
I appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I think other people are requesting, so I just wanted to let you know. Please don't feel down about it.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
Why is it like, I don't understand. Anyways, it's not that I'm not accepting people, it's just like, what the fuck? No idea who that is. "42 guest requests." How do you know which ones? All right, so I'm sorry, but I'm not ignoring any requests. I'm just trying to figure out. Is sometimes why. All right, let me try this one. That one went away. So yeah, I am taking requests. If you want to join, you can. This is fun. Alright. I guess this isn't working. Anyways, I'm trying to accept requests. I have no idea why it's not working. Let's see. I can't even keep track of these. Why is it just... Alright, I'm gonna restart the live. I apologize, but I'm gonna restart.
Tony.
Hey, sweetheart, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm doing all right, honey. Listen, I have been fairly new to the whole Nick lore and everything myself. I'm so glad that there were droves of people that came in here to have your back, Jeff, honey, because you made the right choice. I can't even begin to explain to you how amazing you are that you wanted to do this for him. But, sweetheart, like literally, you dodged a bullet, quite literally. You know what I mean? And you deserve the absolute best in life. And I'm sorry that this happened. Don't beat yourself up over it. Nothing about this is your fault. You know?
No, I definitely appreciate that. It's just, especially with some of my background, to fall for something like this is just like...
Yeah. No, and that's understandable, but that just goes to show how good he is at manipulation. Somebody said, okay, next. I'm sorry. But it's true, though. Like, I'm glad that you were willing to listen to people that have been watching him for several years and know really how he is. And like you said, with your background in what you do, first of all, thank you for your service. I should have said that at the very beginning.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, it's just, you wanted to do something kind, but it would have blown up in your face. I mean, I was in here and heard him calling you back to back. That alarm ringtone sound that you have was so fitting.
Yeah, I know.
So
It was
fitting.
like, save me, someone, quickly.
Exactly. So, I mean,
Um,
I just wanted to come on here and say, please don't beat yourself up. You seem like an amazing person, and you have a ton of us that have followed and will continue to follow your journey. And I have a lot of, tell him to block Nick. Oh, the actual Nick.Harris account.
yeah, I blocked him on, like, he is no longer in, like, well, he's definitely not a moderator, but I think he's blocked too. But I don't
I think
know.
there's a lot of people saying, like, that are adding the Nick.Harris account, like his main account. Let's see. Somebody said he's here right now. He's in your chat. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are saying that he is in here on his main account.
He's in here right now.
That's what everybody's saying.
So what is it?
Um,
Hold on, let me.
his main account is Nick.Harris. And to anybody who's saying that he's
Can't find a
stupid,
pen. I need a pen.
this is not Jeff's. Nick is a grown man that needs to take responsibility and accountability for his own actions. And
There we go.
the fact that everybody was willing and able, you know what I mean, to protect Jeff from literally something that could have been so detrimental to his whole entire existence. Like, I'm so glad that, like, I saw Evil T was in here. I know Meddling Morgan was in here earlier. Like, there are so many people. We just want to see you succeed, continue to succeed, and be able to keep your peace, and
No, I definitely appreciate that. It was funny because, like, I had all kinds of stuff I could have done for him, and, like, my only request is he's like, well, I can get you to 10,000 followers, and I'm like, well, because I kept saying, like, I don't, because he kept asking, like, what do you want from me? Do you want sex? Or, and I'm like, no, I don't. You can sleep on the couch and all this other stuff. It's not about that for me. And, like, if you are, because he just, the problem is he's able to hide behind that whole subscription thing.
cheers.
Busy does subscription only for his comments, and, like, I should have thought deeper about that, but I was just like, and he's like, well, can I do anything for you? I'm like, well, you can help me get to 10,000 followers, and that's it. I mean, like, I don't really. And he's like, well, we can collaborate, and I'm like, well, whatever. I mean, but again, like, it was all false prophets type thing. So it is what
Well,
it is.
I can guarantee I'm sure you'll end up hitting 10,000 followers in no time. And fuck what any of the negative trolls have to say. Everybody that came in here to warn you is, they're speaking facts and want to protect you. There is, there's a lot of proof online. I'm glad that you are willing and open to hearing what everybody had to say, and to protect yourself. It's so important. But yeah, so all right. Well, I'm gonna drop down. I see a lot of people are wanting to get up here and talk to you. But I appreciate you having me up here, honey. I did follow you, and my inbox is always open. I know that dealing with a narcissist, no matter how short of a duration, can definitely be detrimental to the mental health, for sure. We're all here for you, and we love you, Jeff.
All right. Well, thank you, dear. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, honey. I'll catch you later, okay?
All right. Thank you, dear.
Yeah. How do I
Have a good
turn
night.
this off, though? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, join the club. I have no idea. Oh my God. Thank
I
you,
think
dear.
I found it. Thank you, honey.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, how are you?
Wow, I'm so glad you listened. I'm so sorry this happened.
Yes, I'm glad I was saved from it. I mean,
Well, you gained a new follower with me.
no, yeah.
You're welcome. I can tell I can tell you're very kind. And I think you just wanted to be nice and do something for somebody. And fortunately, a lot of people are saying this to you, and I think that's what you need right now. But just know, we're here for you if you need us. And I'm so, so glad that you let those boxes up. That's what I was thinking when I can't remember her name, but the one who talked to you pretty thoroughly about the situation. That's all I was thinking is thank goodness he opened these boxes up because Nick would never do that ever. So I literally just watched him for a few years, and I was kind of wondering how long you had actually watched him for. And because the stuff that I've actually seen from him, as I said earlier, was just disgusting behavior, especially when you've been in a narcissistic relationship. It's such a trigger for people like us because you see it so easily. But I'm so glad that, somebody talked to you and got the full story out there, and she was very articulate, and I'm sure Reddit will be proud of her. But I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry you're upset, but can you not let a bunch of people on like at the same time with all of these boxes?
Well, every time I try to accept someone, like they go away. I just try to accept someone there, and they just.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Like it just says invitations sent.
Because it's showing that you have a lot of people waiting to talk to you, hopefully to give you encouraging words. And anybody who's upset with him, you know what? He can. Oh, thank you. I have a nice voice. Thank you. Oh, there you go. Y'all can go pick him up. You know where he's going. He's there. Go pick him up.
Yeah.
That's not on you. You were just trying to be kind. You didn't know.
No, I appreciate it, and thank you for your time. And again, I'm glad I got informed, and
Thank you, guys.
it's just a live and learn situation. So,
Sabrina, can you give a recap of what happened for the people that just came in? Yeah, so if Jeff's okay with it.
yep. Okay.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I guess Nick was on his way to live with or stay with Jeff for a little while. And I don't think Jeff really understood the full extent of who Nick really was as a person. And honestly, I don't. I just know what I see, and that's not healthy behavior for years, not a week, not 2 weeks, for years. So a kind soul got on here and talked to Jeff and kind of talked him out of it, thank goodness. So we're all just here right now supporting him and saying that we know he made the right decision, and we're here for him if he needs us.
So I have a question for you, Jeff.
Yeah.
So my question, and don't think I'm coming for you at all. The whole Nick thing, I don't know too much about him. I see him on my FYP. He looks like a hot disaster. Believe me when I tell you, he looks like a hot disaster. I don't follow his story, but from what I follow, crazy. Like we're talking like killer crazy, right? Listen, like I'm just being honest, right? He looks crazy. He looks nuts. So you clearly have such a big heart, right? To be like, hey, I want to help this person.
Too big.
Right. And you know, and good thing you didn't, because who knows what would have happened. But what was that like light bulb for you to say, okay, like if you've been following him for some time, what was the light bulb for you to be like, okay, this isn't a good idea?
So it was somewhat funny because I'm closest to my sister in my life, and she became part of the live earlier, and then people were kind of like sideswiping me and trying to warn her. And my sister was like, what the hell's going on? And I was like, well, I don't think it's anything serious. Like, we can figure it out in the morning or whatever.
You would like to think that, Jeff, and you have such a big heart, but you never know. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
Very Jeffrey Dahmer vibes. Very Jeffrey Dahmer vibes. You know what I'm saying?
She definitely. So anyway, she was getting at some, not necessarily attacked, but just people were like pounding on her, where people, I don't know if it was because Nick was in the room or what was going on, but then so all of a sudden I was like, I'm sitting here like thinking and seeing kind of warning flags. So I'm like, well, let me open it up and let me open boxes to people to talk. So as soon as I did that, he just freaked, and he called me and he's like, I can't believe you're opening up boxes for people to talk, and these people are just going to trash me. And I'm like, oh, really? And like all at the same time, he was trying to play the victim. And
do you ever find that he gay baits? Do you find that he's gay baiting? Right? Like, that's
one thing I made perfectly clear to him is, I won't go into the honesty of it all, but like, it wasn't about that at all. Like, I didn't want to, like, I don't even find him attractive. Like, I was just like, he seemed like someone who was in a repeat
turmoil,
very bad situation per se. Even though, like, the more I think about it, he put himself there, and I think he's more like I've followed him for like the last 8 weeks or 10 weeks, and he showed up on my FYP and just like constantly actually showed up on it. I'm just like, either this guy is really like messed up or just needs a fresh start or something.
Well, he suffers from addiction, right? He suffers from addiction, and clearly turmoil falls in his path, right? So this is what I think about TikTok in general for a lot of people on TikTok. I feel like a lot of people that go live, and you've probably seen this with other creators, they'll come on here, they'll sell a sad story, and poor me, I need money, I need this, I need that, right? They're trying to pull at people's heartstrings to get something, when in reality, get a freaking 9 to 5. You know, anyone can make their life better. Anyone can change their situation if they want to change their situation. Yeah. If you don't want to change your situation, you're not going to. Right. If you want to stay addicted to drugs, you're going to stay addicted to drugs. You know, he lives in that life. You are trying to be kind. You're trying to be supportive. But this app will expose people for who they really are. Right? And who he is a person to use other people. Who he is the person to take his downfall and put it on other people. And I truly believe, regardless what he says, I do believe he gay baits, and he tries to pull off the strings of gay men. Right? And that's not okay. That's not okay. These
Hey,
people need to be exposed.
hey, Summer Love, I'm so sorry to cut you off. Chad is telling me to tell Jeff. There is a Gia in your chat that they're saying is Nick, and they're asking you to block him, and then also they're telling me you need to unsubscribe from his platform so you're not charged anymore. So sorry. They wanted to let me tell you that. So sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no problem. Thank you though.
Well, and I'm not going to interrupt at all either, but at the same time, Jeff, you have a beautiful heart, you have a beautiful soul, but you can't necessarily fix other people's situation. You know what I mean?
No, I know, and I guess it.
And it's hard. Like, you do have a good heart, but at the same time, like, you got to be careful, you know? And I'm not here to hate on anybody on either sides, but at the same time, like, your safety is more than valued.
And that's the thing, is safety, right?
Right.
You wouldn't have had safety if he was there. Like, this guy is crazy. Like, he literally is crazy. Like,
Right.
he's the next Netflix documentary.
Right,
The next
right.
48 hours, right? He's
And I
the
don't mean
next
to say that, but
documentary.
yeah.
And I'm not trying to be mean, right? Like I said, I don't follow his story. I see his story come up, but the very little that I follow, I could piece together that this guy is on a downward spiral that's going to use anyone and everyone, throw his poor stories, poor me, please give me money, help me. No, my guy, help yourself.
Well, no
It's
offense. We
awful.
still go to our 9 to 5. You know what I mean?
Right. I go to 9 to 5 every day too.
Same.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. If we all can get up and do a 9 to 5, anybody on this app can do a 9 to 5. I saw he was a go-go dancer before, in the gay bars. Honey, go take your clothes off if you need to, right? You got to do what you got to do to support
Do what you
yourself.
gotta do.
But don't beg for money. Don't beg for people for a place to stay. Don't hurt innocent people.
Well, and I've seen, like, even as a female, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen some of his lives where I'm like, oh, this is a trigger warning.
Right. And as a trans woman, I see him gay baiting the gay men. It's not okay.
Yeah, it's not only like verbal abuse, but just like almost like trigger warning. You're just like, oh my gosh, like this is like, why would anybody, like, we're working so hard nowadays, you know what I mean, to be who we want to be and like work our 9 to 5, and like someone on TikTok is like, oh yeah, like I'm on a train, like I'm on a bus, like,
but remember
no offense.
this. All these people on this app, all these people like Nick and other creators that are on here, I call it the new way of panhandling, right? This app is a new way for people to panhandle. Right. We give them the platform.
And no offense, people like Jeff are being taken advantage of in situations.
Right.
Hey,
but
Jeff,
if we take away that platform, then it's gone. They don't have it anymore.
Oh, sorry.
Well, it's funny because it's funny because I was warning him because I have an extensive law enforcement background. I'm gay, but I was like you're sleeping on the couch, blah, blah, blah. And I also have cameras throughout the outdoors and indoor of my house. And I said, these cameras aren't going to be turned off until I can trust you. They're motion activated. Not that I'd leave them alone in my house, but all at the same time, I was always like that.
You just have a good heart, Jeff.
Sleep.
Like you really do. You really do have a good heart.
No, thank you.
Hey, Jeff.
Sorry.
They're wanting Gia in the box. I'm so sorry to interrupt. They're wanting Gia in the box. Gia is she requesting?
Well, I think Gia is him. What people are saying.
Yeah, that's what they told me. But now they're saying let her in the box. So I'm just relaying the message. I'm so sorry.
I say if it's him, let him in. Let him in.
It's funny because I pulled up TikTok on my desktop to block or do whatever, and the first thing I pull up is him with a video saying, Trolls convinced Jeff to change his mind after I was already got on a bus. Now I'm on the way to Maine, and now where do I go when I get there? Which is not true.
That is not your issue.
Jeff,
Right. I think he's going
he's going to Washington, D.C. So all he has to do is take his little feet and get back on the bus in Washington, D.C. to go back to Greenville. So it's not like he's being...
Jeff, let this Gia person in. Let's see what they have to say. Because there's many of us in these boxes. Let's do the chat and go with the chat. Let's let Gia in.
So you guys are going to help me with this.
Oh,
right?
100%.
We're here for you, Jeff.
AKA,
All right,
let's
let me
go.
see where...
And then I think Evil Teapot wants to come in as well. I think Evil Teapot wants to come in as well, they're telling me.
I say we
actually,
Here she is.
She doesn't want to save me from all this.
We got
Here
you.
she is.
My
Yes,
girl.
ma'am.
Let's let Gia, aka Nick, in.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's
She's
get
here
it.
to spill the tea.
Yep, let's go.
Gia, so is Gia going by a different name? Like I can't...
It's like a flower picture I think she has.
AKA he.
Yeah, right there. You see that?
Oh, I see
Yeah,
it. Okay, hold on. Gia.
Let's go. Hey, Gia.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Oh, Gia's not Nick. Hello, Gia.
Okay, so I'm just here to say hello to Jeff and to prove a point that these trolls got in your head, Jeff. Because the whole time they're telling you that I'm Nick.
Yeah.
Like, Nick has a lot
Oh, boy.
of, like, drug issues, and he told you, he was open with you on what
Yes,
his
he
issues
was.
were. You didn't even give him a chance. It's kind of
I
sad.
gave him...
Just my opinion. It's not
Yeah.
my life, it's your life,
Gia,
right?
go get your
Yeah.
man. Gia,
But
Gia,
go
real
get your
quick.
man. He's free.
Gia,
You
would
have
you let Nick stay with
do you
you?
have a couch that you could let Nick sleep on since you want to protect
I'm
him
in
so
Canada,
much?
sweetie. He won't
I am
come
too.
here.
Well,
I am
you
too.
want to let him on your
So what
couch,
do you want me to
Gia.
do? I
Gia.
called
You know
him
why
to
he won't
speak to
come here?
Jeff
Let
to
him
prove
go
that
on
know
your
why
I'm
he
not
won't
couch,
come
trolls.
here?
And
Let's
another thing,
go.
can I just make one more point before you
Let's
guys
go.
continue to talk? I was let into the box, so when I'm done speaking, then you can speak.
Oh,
Let's
honey,
all
that's
be
not how
adults,
we do it here,
okay?
sister.
Okay,
That's not
so
how we do it
first
here,
of all-
Gia. So first of all, Gia,
Nick
if you want to let
goes
him on your
sub-
couch, Gia,
he
and
goes
you want to
on
potentially
sub
get killed,
only
that's up to you,
control
sister.
the hate.
What you will not do is you will not come in this box,
Jeff,
and you will
let
not
them
talk
get
down
into
to
your head.
anyone up
I'm
in this
Jeff
box.
said
disappointed,
no
man.
on
So
his
you are going to
couch.
Especially
silence yourself
knowing that
because we
you're
don't
a
care what you
cop.
got to say.
Why didn't you run
Gia.
his name? Why
Girl,
didn't
what
you
is
run
your
his
name,
name?
sister?
Here's
You
the
let him
question,
on your
though.
couch, girl.
My question
here's-
is, if you're in law enforcement, why didn't you run Nick's name and find out all these things that these trolls are telling you?
Trolls? Clearly they're not
These
trolls,
trolls.
Gia, because
We're
they
not
post
trolls.
his life on the
Answer,
internet.
Jeff.
Jeff,
You're in
it's
law
okay. You don't
enforcement.
have
Why
to
wouldn't you do a
answer.
background check?
Gia.
Why would
Gia,
you
why
let
don't
a
you do
complete
your
stranger
research,
move into
sister?
your house?
Jeff,
Gia,
you're
One at a
totally
time.
fine to
One at a
research.
time.
girl.
Exactly. Thank you. One at a time.
One at a time. But Gia, honestly, and this is just straight up one at a time, we can all speak, right? We're all
Yes.
adults. But
Yes.
the thing is, right? I got up here and I let him know the facts about Nick. So maybe Jeff was in a situation where he just felt bad for this guy and his heart thought before his head did. And he thought, I'm going to really help this guy. But he hasn't watched Nick for the past 2 years, like majority of us have. So
But
he
that's
needed
unfair,
some real.
though. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know. It is
unfair to put a
unfair.
human being on a bus, especially knowing that he's messed up in the head, especially being a Marine and being in law enforcement.
But,
why
Gia-
didn't you run his
Gia,
background?
would you let
Gia,
him
let me
on
ask
your
you a
couch?
question, girl.
And until you
Yeah.
let me in the box, you thought I was Nick, Jeff.
Gia,
I'm not. I'm a
I didn't
female
think
with
you
a
were Nick.
vagina. I'm a
Girl.
girl. I'm not Nick.
girl, here's the gag, sister. Here's the gag. Regardless of how this went down, okay? Regardless of how this went down, at the end of the day, Jeff's safety is number one, right?
Absolutely.
Jeff's safety is number one. And
Jeff's
it's his
safety
home.
is number one. I
Right.
agree with you. I agree
Yes.
with you on that. But I also think that paying for a person to get on the bus, he's halfway across the fucking country, and then leaving him stranded
Okay.
is not nice
Okay.
either.
Okay, Gia, but hear this out.
I'm trying to send him money. I feel bad.
Here's this
You know
out.
what, though? Why don't you send all of Nick's victims money instead of Nick?
Oh,
You know what?
Nick is on
Nick
there.
You know
on your
something?
couch, though.
People are innocent until proven guilty. His charges
Innocent.
were dropped.
Innocent.
If Jeff would do the kind
Innocent.
courtesy of running his name and
If
finding
Nick
out what
didn't
his
go on
criminal
the
record
internet to
is,
find
Jeff would know that,
strangers-
and Jeff would see that.
No, Nick shouldn't be going on the internet to find strangers he don't know, Gia. Okay?
That's what he does
Nick
for a
shouldn't
living,
do.
hon.
Well,
That's
guess
what he does.
what?
He does
Then
TikTok.
then guess what, sweetheart? It's called It's on Nick. It's not on Jeff, and it's not on any other victim that Nick was after. It's on himself, sweetheart.
Jeff made a conscious decision to
And Jeff
tell
canceled
him
the
that he
decision
can come
because
live in
he
his
can
home
cancel the
and
decision.
sent him a freaking bus ticket and
But
put
listen.
this human being that's homeless on the bus.
Nick,
Isn't Jeff
Nick,
And
that he's
changed
homeless?
his mind how many hours later?
No,
but listen,
girl.
Nick made the listen to this. Nick made the conscious decision to get on that bus knowing that chat and Reddit and everyone else that knows about him would definitely let Jeff know the truth while he was on that bus streaming, while Jeff went live. Nick knew that a thousand of us would be everywhere letting people know the truth about
Because
Nick.
that's what you guys do.
And that's
I'm not
Jeff's
saying that
fault.
he's
Save
innocent
people.
in anything, okay? He
The
has a lot
platform
of
protects
issues,
people,
but
Gia.
you guys embellish
platform protects
what
people.
he's done. You
You
guys
call them
embellish
trolls.
what he's done.
I call them protectors.
Thank
They're
you.
protectors.
Okay, protectors,
Yeah.
whatever you want to label him as.
Right?
Yeah, At
You
the
don't
end of
want-
the day, we're
you
all
don't
human,
consider
and
yourself
that's
a troll?
wrong.
But
Okay, Gia,
sweetheart,
put it this way. Say it's
He
you.
keeps it on
Say
sub
it's
so that
you
he can
for a
control
sec.
the hate. Look at
But
this.
listen.
hate.
No, we don't need. This is not Nick's live. We don't need to control the hate because people have legitimate opinions. But just pretend
That
it's you.
Nick keeps
Pretend
it
that you
live
got on.
sub.
Pretend Nick
Because
went
you're
on
telling
sub.
people.
Listen,
you're telling
Nick goes-
Jeff that he
Listen.
keeps his stuff on sub only,
And
so that
this
people
is not
can't talk.
Jeff's
Exactly.
Do you know
fault.
why
Not
Nick is
allowing
on
him in
sub
his
only?
home.
Do you know why Nick is on sub only?
To
Nick
make
is on
money,
sub
'cause that's
only
what TikTok
because
is
he's a
doing.
narcissist that can't handle the truth
No,
about himself.
honey, that's
Gia.
not
No,
what
it is,
Gia.
darling.
It sounds
is.
like
No.
you are love struck, sister. It
No,
sounds like you
I
are
am
love
not.
struck.
I'm happily
It sounds like
married
you
with
like
2
what you
children.
see,
Give me
sis.
a break.
And you know what, girl? Go off. You get your man, girl. Get your man. Get your man on your couch. Get your man,
I don't
honey.
have a man.
Because,
I have a
girl,
partner.
that's your man, sis.
I
That's
have
your
a
man.
partner.
Get your man, girl. Get
Okay,
your man.
so let me
And
ask
what
you
you're
this.
not gonna do, sis,
I don't
what
have
you
a
not
man.
gonna do is you're not gonna bash on someone who made the conscious decision what's best for him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm not
So
that
guess
deep
what,
on
sis?
him.
Why don't you
I
take
asked
yourself?
him a question
Why don't
and
you
won't
take
let
yourself
him
out this
answer.
box? Because ain't nobody
I asked
agree
him a
with
question.
you, girl.
Jeff,
and
I
listen,
asked you a question.
he don't have to
and you
answer
didn't
your
answer.
question.
I'm still
sis.
waiting. Do you want to shut up and be an adult?
Here's my question for you, Gia. Say if you were Jeff. Say if that you had a moment of, I want to help somebody and I want to be the bigger person and help somebody today. And that you had someone on the way to your house that you didn't know too much about, but in that moment you thought, I'm going to help someone. Wouldn't you appreciate if people came up to let you know the absolute truth about what you were headed for and who was about to show up at your
Absolutely.
house? So that's what happened here.
And to
But
sleep
what
in
I'm
your
telling
home.
you is I would never do that. He's a Marine and he's not a police officer as far as he's saying.
That
Okay?
is so disrespectful.
It's not disrespectful. It's an honest
It
freaking
is.
question. Why wouldn't you run his name? Why
Because
wouldn't
he
you run
can't go on his
background?
computer and run his name.
Yes,
But-
he's a, Jeff, tell them.
All right, just
Do that.
all right. Well, just give me 1 second.
I've
here.
dated an officer
So-
before.
Let Jeff talk.
You're able to
It
do that.
is, it is criminal in the United States for me to take a name and run it through the national.
It's criminal, but you can do it. It can be done. You're not
Oh,
going
I
to just
can
let
do
some
it,
strange guy
definitely.
that
But
is
all
it's
those-
showing you he's not all
those
there.
Backgrounds are true.
You can clearly see that Nick is not all there. Okay.
And you're just proving
No,
our
and I
point,
could see
Gia.
Okay?
he's not.
Exactly.
You
You're
put
proving
him
our
in
point,
why
his
Gia.
house and put him on
I
the bus and
prepared
send
him
across the country.
You're
for the
pro-
worst
you're proving
case
our point, girl.
scenario.
I'm not proving nothing.
You are
My
proving the
point
point.
is
Gia.
Why would he
You
put
put an
someone on his
unstable person
couch
on a
when
bus
you're
that's
saying that
homeless,
he's not
and
all
now he's
there,
stranded.
Gia, girl? Listen
So
to
here's a
yourself,
question,
sweetie.
Gia.
He's
As
not
another
homeless.
woman,
People like
as
you
a woman,
continue to pay for his hotel room.
yes. And as a woman, Gia, are you sitting up here supporting someone that is absolutely someone that commits domestic violence? If you've watched Nick, you see what he treats Mariah like, and I'm not saying that
Verbal
she's
abuse.
innocent. But if you watch him, you see what he's like. So as a woman, are you sitting up here defending someone
You're
like Nick?
misunderstanding what my point is. I am not defending what he does. I don't agree with what he does. Like I just stated, he's clearly not okay. He has
Gia, I have an
mental and
idea,
drug
girl.
issues, okay? And other issues. What I'm defending is, and what I feel bad for is that he's homeless. He was put on the bus, sent across the frickin' country, and now he's stranded. That's what I think is wrong. You
Well,
don't
just
do
so you
people
know,
like that.
he was only going to Washington, D.C., so he could have easily got
Okay, but
transferred.
Jeff, even if he was going an hour
hold
away,
on, let
he
me
doesn't have
speak,
money to get
Gia.
back.
You've had enough time to speak. Hold on.
Right? Because you don't like what I have to say.
No, I spoke at all? Hello, I've had like 10 seconds in this whole
Okay,
thing.
but I wasn't done making
But the bottom line is,
because everyone
Gia,
thinks I'm defending him, and
this
I'm not.
guy is already trying to turn this over on me, saying that his latest post is saying that he if he's able to get a transfer, he's going to go see his mother because he doesn't want to live with a strange man. So he's already trying to turn this back on me already, which people warned me about. Thank you.
But that's here we go. That's his immature way of dealing with being rejected.
Gia, we need to rent
And
your
so-
background, girl, because you sound
Is it-
crazy as crazy,
Crazy.
sister. We need to rent
Crazy,
your
crazy.
background. You sound crazy.
So, and is it, Gia, is it better for, even though that Nick is on a bus and whatnot, and I was watching Nick when he went live, he's found somewhere else to stay. He came in this chat and let everybody know also that he's found somewhere else to stay. So Nick is not stranded. And the thing is, he didn't have a second thought when he left his girlfriend stranded today in a hotel.
Have you
while
been
she was
watching
trying
his
on-
lives?
Absolutely.
She did not want to work or anything. She's just as much to blame as he is. They're both scamming everyone. That's what they do.
So you want
Absolutely.
So you're just
That's what
following
they
her.
do.
Okay, so
Make it
I'm
make sense,
confused.
Gia.
You're
Make it
confused.
make sense.
That's what I'm trying to tell
Make
you.
it
That's
make
what they
sense,
do.
Gia.
They're drug addicts. They're homeless.
Ding, ding.
They're not
Gia, we
Ding,
know.
ding, ding.
people.
Ding ding, and you would
We
let them stay on your
know.
couch.
Gia for the win.
We know,
You're
Gia, thank
supporting
you.
their habits, girl. You're supporting their habits.
You're sending him
You
money,
are
and
an
you
enabler.
just said that you sent him money. You sent
I
him
said
money
I'm
knowing
going to
he's a
try
drug
to
addict.
send him money. But if
Yeah, and you know that
he
he's a-
has a
You
ride
know
or
that
he
he's
has
a
a
drug
way back
addict.
to somebody, then I won't.
Guess what? You know he's a drug addict. When you send a drug addict money, guess what they're using it on? It
Hello?
ain't toothbrushes and toothpaste. Let me tell you that. It ain't.
I hear you, babe.
Yeah, I know it's not toothpaste and toothbrushes. I understand
But you send
that.
them the money, girl. But you send them the money.
My whole point with me commenting on this live was I just didn't think it was nice to put a homeless person, drug addicted, abusive, an asshole, or whatever he is, on a bus and then just halfway there or however long far away he
Gia,
is, he
you
can't
know
come
what's
back. I think that's a shit
disrespectful?
thing to do to somebody.
You know what's
Sorry.
disrespectful is taking someone who has a kind heart like Jeff and sending money
my God,
and
Legion,
trying
I
to
almost
offer
died.
a home to somebody and
Yeah.
realizing that they shouldn't be in their home.
Yeah. And we just saved Jeff from a lot of, sorry, I got flagged. We just saved Jeff from a lot of trauma that he would go through by having
Jeff
Nick at
is
his
not
house.
stupid.
Just because he was
Let
trying to be a
alone-
good person.
Let alone the police showing up and him having false accusations
the
against
police.
him. Like Nick
Jeff
is
is not stupid. Jeff is not stupid. Jeff laid out the rules.
No,
for
Jeff
Nick.
is smart.
Okay, exactly.
So what
The
do you
only
mean?
thing that I thought was wrong with this whole situation was
You just started
the
the
halfway
problem.
there stranding the guy. I think that's like a little bit wrong.
And Gia, that was never his intentions, right? His intentions were never to strand the guy. His
No,
intentions
but people
were
got
pure.
into his head the same way
No,
people
no, no.
were saying that I
People
was
didn't
Nick.
get into his head. People showed him the light. Because do you want to see Jeff on the first 48 hours? I don't.
I don't either.
I don't.
Can I say something? Can I say something? Can I say something, please? Please. All right. Now this is for everyone. Now I'm gonna be with Jeff on this because number one, I know what it's like to have people around that's an addict or were addicts or that died from addiction, and Jeff's doing the right thing by pushing them away. Now, Gia, if you cared so much about this individual, why didn't you open your door? You're talking all this BS in regards to his addiction and all this other BS, but you did not sit there and say, come to my house. But you're sitting there still putting, let me finish talking. Let me finish talking, Chick. Let me finish talking, Chick.
Get him a hotel, sis.
Let me finish talking here, girlfriend. Let me finish talking here, okay? Because I'm going to tell you this right the fuck right now. You need to shut your trap up because you sound like an idiot because you're sitting there putting his ass down, talking all this BS about this Nick guy, but yet you want Jeff to put him in his home? Are you dumb?
I never said to put him in his home, you stupid bitch. Watch how you talk. That's number one. Watch how you talk to me.
Jeff, you're amazing. I hope you
Gia, watch your mouth. You nasty.
Jeff, you're amazing.
Listen, it's very obvious. It's very obvious that you're a Nick fan. That you are a Nick fan. Your behavior.
He's the enabler.
I'm a human being fan.
Gia, why don't you close yourself out the box because, girl,
you're not going to let them come. That's
it.
a shit thing to do.
Gia, you need a 5150, honey, and if you don't know what that is, that's a padded room. That's what you need.
Let Nick go to Washington, D.C.
Summer girl,
let Nick go to Washington, D.C. Let him get picked up by whomever the hell he wants because he's basically prostituting his ass out there, okay?
Hello.
He told Jeff that's what he does, and he's going to need a room to do it, and Jeff was okay with it.
He did not tell me that.
He told you that he masturbates on live and
ew, Gia, why are you so graphical?
You lost your mind.
We were watching Jeff.
Only Gia will know because she's probably watching.
You know what? The beer's getting to you.
No, I think Gia. I think the summary.
When you guys went live on FaceTime. And he was live. We were watching your interaction.
Gia, are you related to him?
And then he sells his movies or whatever.
Are you an aunt?
$60.
Are you a sister?
I see you, girl.
Yeah, I think the bottom line is. The bottom line is, if you are this upset, if you're this upset that Jeff got told the absolute truth, then you need to go support Nick, get him a hotel for the night, and let him cry on your shoulder because Jeff is not having the truth.
I stated in the chat, and I got jumped on for it, and that's why I'm in the box.
We spoke facts. Yeah, we spoke facts.
I'm not even speaking to you, sweetheart.
I don't care who you speaking to, sweetheart, because you're gonna speak to me today, Gia.
You have daddy issues.
Today, sis.
You obviously have daddy issues, okay?
And you have Nick issues.
I think you're the one that's got daddy issues.
I love daddy issues, Gia.
Yeah,
you do. You're an amazing person. I hope you hear me.
You do.
You're still doing great, Jeff. You did the right decision.
Yes, Gia.
1,000% great decision.
Gia,
you have a lot to do,
Jeff. You're an amazing person. I hope you hear me.
Mentally unstable, drug-addicted person to your home. Buy him a bus ticket, and then halfway through,
we heard this already. We heard it.
If your decision is to let him for him not to go to your home,
oh my God!
Me and Summer are about to go brunch and lunch and dine and wine tomorrow.
That's the thing to do is send them back.
We're over it.
But you know what,
babe? I'm in Arizona.
Gia,
for Nick, all I got to say about Nick is karma's a bitch for what he's done on this app and to everybody. And he got a taste. He got a taste of his karma tonight.
I'm not disagreeing with that. Do you see what I'm saying? I am not disagreeing with that.
Gia, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Why? What does my age have to do with that?
I'm just asking.
Play.
I could be 20. I could be 50. What does my age have to do with anything?
I'm just asking because I'm working a 9 to 5.
You're like 50 to me.
I'm working a 9 to 5.
My opinion is still going to be the same.
It's not your opinion. I was just asking.
Gia, girl.
I was just asking, babe.
Right, sis. Just answer the question.
Like,
right?
I was just asking because I work my ass
off. So I get a violation
in my 20s, so.
Whatever. Whatever.
What do you
It's
mean?
just wrong. You don't like, you're
Okay, Gia.
You're not.
Okay, Gia.
Kick her out. Kick her out. Kick her out. She's gonna
Yeah.
violate everybody.
Bye, Gia.
Here for
She's gonna violate everybody.
Bye, Gia.
Sorry,
Bye,
Why would you do
girl.
that?
Bye, girl.
And then halfway through,
Block her. Block
Bye,
her.
girl.
you're not coming.
Bye, Gia. You go get your own money to him. Bye, girl.
Jeff,
Yeah.
you're
Okay,
an
honey,
amazing
she's
person.
muted.
I hope you know that. I
Oh,
hope you
God.
hear me.
Well,
Thank
ladies,
you.
let's
All right,
clap
she's
around here.
gone.
She's gone. Oh, my God.
You
That
don't
woman
deserve that negative
is
energy.
crazy.
Yeah, and Jeff, please remember that you did the right thing. You might feel
Yes, you
bad
did,
for a
babe.
bit. Because you have a big heart, you might feel bad, but trust me, in the long run, you just saved yourself from being completely dragged through the mud. He's already dragged you when he went live. And I know you were on here, so you probably didn't see it, but as soon as he went live, he already started dragging you. And that's just a taste of it. When he was blowing up your phone, when he was doing all of his narcissistic behavior, trust me on this, you saved yourself tonight from having to deal with the next couple weeks of him using you and threatening and doing whatever he can to bring you down and having police at your house. You saved yourself a whole shitload of headache.
Your energy is more than anything.
But you got,
Jeff.
I mean, you as people saved me. I mean, I was just being.
And trust me, that galaxy was worth it to get up here and let you know about what you were just about to do.
Jeff, tell me you didn't give him your address. Tell me you didn't give him your address.
Oh, God, no. No,
Oh,
no.
thank God. Thank the Lord, honey.
No, he has no clue
Bless
where I
you.
live. But it's funny because, like, as I was telling people earlier, is when I pulled up the TikTok, is the first thing he said. He was like, "Oh, I got stranded, and I didn't want to go stay with this old nasty guy anyways," or some bullshit like that.
Ew. No.
So he was already throwing me underneath the bus. But I mean, thank God he's not here doing it.
Well, and that's why, Jeff, he started blowing up your phone as soon as you opened boxes. That's why he started going nuts, because in a million years, Nick would never let people come up and tell him about himself in a box. So that's why he was trying to shut it down, because he knew that you were about to get told all about him and what you were about to do. And he was terrified that your mind would get changed. And thank God it did.
Yeah.
No, I'm so grateful to everyone, because if I somehow something told me to open the boxes, and I just, at first I was like, well, let people speak, and it saved me. My God.
I honestly couldn't believe you did it. I was like,
yeah, I am so grateful. Like, something was watching over me to do it, and whatever it was.
And just be careful, Jeff, because this guy might try to blackmail you, try to exploit you.
Well, I mean, luckily he doesn't. The most information he has on me is my phone number and my TikTok. I mean,
Jeff, can you check your boxes? Is there a Nunya in your boxes? There's a Nunya that wants to come up to have a little bit of taste. Let Nunya come up for a quick sec.
Come on, Nunya.
We'll do round two
Ding,
here.
ding, 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 ding.
come on, Nanya.
This would have been a major, major nightmare for you, Jeff. Can I explain? If I would have known my husband was an addict, I would have never married his punk ass. I mean, he's dead now. I mean, think about his black humor, dark humor. But it's the shit that he dragged me through. If I would have known, I would have walked away within seconds. But he hid it. But Nick's not hiding it. He's proving to everybody. And for people to sit there and to try to make you feel bad, don't. You did the best thing ever. You could have lost your house, your job, everything, money. You could be dead, like Summer said earlier.
Yeah.
You could have been on the first 48 hours. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Nunya has a J. Nunya has a J as their picture. Jeff, they have a blue circle and it has a J.
I see him now.
Yeah, let's get Nunya up in here. Ding, ding, ding.
And
Hey,
It's honestly, it's just so scary, like what kind of person he is and like his mentality.
Very, very scary.
Hey, Nunya, welcome.
Give us your opinion, Nunya.
Okay, so I would take Nick in because I've seen this from the beginning. I know Nick for like 2 years. I've watched him. I was once a mod for him. I was also a mod for one of his friends, and I've seen this. I know his ways, and I was happy for him today. I was like excited, and then I get off live for like an hour. First, it's like, oh, I'm excited. You're almost here. You're in North Carolina. Like you're 23 hours away, and then it's like, oh, he's not coming because this guy, Jeff, obviously knew his situation. How could you let someone invite them to your house not knowing who they were as a person before you let them in? He knew the full tea, okay? And then all of a sudden, other people get in his chat. He was just protecting himself, but he knew that before he was inviting him and bought a $160 bus ticket. He knew what he was doing.
I did not. Why would I buy a bus ticket if I knew the full tea?
Jeff didn't know the full
I was watching
details.
Nick's live from the minute that he went live. The minute Jeff was like, I offered, and Nick's like, no. And then he was like, well, I gave you an out. And he was like, okay, let me give him a chance. I watched it from that second.
I did too.
So how are you going to go from that? And then 3 hours later, because a T-Page gets on. So he fell into the TikTok drama. He knew what he was doing. He wanted clout. He told Nick, we could hear Jeff on the phone. When Nick was on the phone, Nick said that no one could hear. You're not on live. I have it up to my ear. We could still hear Jeff's voice. And he was saying, Jeff, I want 10,000 followers. I want 10,000 followers. I'm like,
and that's
I'll
great.
back off on blah, blah, blah. Like, we heard him. He was all
for followers though, Nanya. On this app, everyone wants followers. So you can't try to guilt Jeff because he wants a following.
At this point, I'd rather do 10 followers than him getting killed.
Nanya and Nick for 2 years, then you know he's back.
Yes,
and
I know.
The thing is, I got up here.
But that's my point. Up here. If he was watching or I was watching for 2 years, you know
Summer, I'm in your boat.
And you are going to watch them, know who they are, and then give them a bus ticket. So they're halfway across the country right now.
Jeff has watched.
Going to Washington and back. If I went one state over and back, I'd be traumatized.
She heated.
Listen, Jeff has watched Nick.
Is this Gia?
Okay, guys, Jeff has watched Nick for 8 weeks.
My name starts with a J, not a G.
Yeah, Nanya. Jeff has watched Nick.
Ooh,
okay, so are you going to be quiet?
In our business.
Yes, I'll be
quiet.
We
all listen to you, right?
I'm not so Jeff, what the fuck?
Jeff has watched Nick for 8 weeks, not 2 years like the rest of us. I used to be Nick's disappointed grandma. I've been in Nick's chat
you obviously
forever.
Didn't watch
I
Nick's
know
live
it.
Because Jeff said, I've watched this drama for 2 years. He said that. I have it on recording.
I did not say that.
He didn't.
Yes,
he said
on my children's lives. You said
okay,
saw the Mariah drama for 2 years. You said he's
girl,
been
you
in this
defending a man that left his woman alone to fend for herself.
I don't give a fuck. That doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. I'm jumping at Jeff, but you want to support someone that left a woman alone and said, "Oh,
but
she
he
bad,
just
so
left
sad."
Nick alone. So how is he any better? He knew who he was when he bought the bus ticket.
Yes.
Oh, you're crazy.
And guess what?
Are you gonna buy his hotel tonight?
You're crazy.
I got up here and I explained.
Nanya, buy him a hotel room, girl. Give him some money. Give him some
money.
Listen, I hope Nick takes you up on that offer, and I hope really you get a good taste of Nick when he gets to your house.
I wouldn't see Nick because my house is so fucking big. So
is it, Nanya?
Wow, that's amazing.
Is it, girl? It sounds like
come on, come to Indiana. I'll live stream everything.
Good, and I hope, I wish you the best. When Nick is doing drugs in your bathroom and he starts beating on you,
because I'm in a 3-story house. Bring it.
Are you, Nanya? Nanya, we don't care where you live or what you have.
He doesn't do drugs. He does kratom and weed, which is both illegal in Indiana.
You're joking,
Where
right?
have you been 2 years? Where have you been 2 years?
Were you there for his meth bender in Louisiana? If you watch it all the time?
Do you hold people, do you like keep people from their past? Like, he hasn't been that person.
It was a month ago.
This is the present.
1 month ago.
He was on a month ago. He was not on meth a month ago.
Are you joking? He admitted it on his live that he was on a meth bender.
Show me.
Nanya, are you okay?
DM me.
None your business.
Yeah, none of your fucking business.
Are you okay?
I'm great.
Are you
I feel bad that someone is halfway across the country because a guy likes
Then
women.
go get
Good for
him.
Put him
him.
up in a
He's a
hotel.
grown ass adult.
You got so much
Grown-ass
money,
men
girl.
are not.
Put him in a
Are you
hotel.
okay?
Take him
But
back
go get
home.
I don't
Give
have
him a
money
plane
for a
ticket,
hotel, but he
sis.
can come to my house.
Nunya,
You don't
Perfect.
have
you
Let
are
him be your
obviously
girl.
not a part
That's
of
it.
bad
You have a
chat.
big
You are
house.
not a part of bad chat. You certainly
I
subbed
don't
to
know what
Nick.
bad chat means. I don't.
Well, if you don't know what bad chat is, then you
Right.
have not watched Nick for 2 years. If you don't know
I
what bad
have. I
chat
just
is.
don't
Bad
go into the
Nunya.
drama.
Bad
I watch people
Nunya.
for who they are. I don't go into Reddit and all your drama.
keep
I
in
don't do
there.
that.
Keep
Well,
out
clearly you're in
All
the
I'm
drama.
saying is
sis.
I feel bad for a guy
Clearly
who
you're in
has
the
nowhere
drama,
to go,
girl.
and you guys just left him halfway across the country.
Good. Guess
Yeah,
what?
you said that,
Nick
bro.
hopped on a bus. Nick hopped on a bus knowing that
Yes.
every person
I
would
heard
let
the
Jeff
convo.
know about Nick.
I
So
heard the
Nick
Waiting for him
convo.
to get home.
Wait,
But-
T-Page, wait, let me ask
but guess
Nunya a
what?
question.
Jeff said he
Nunya,
didn't care about
how
that
old
drama.
is Nick? How old
Jeff
is Nick,
didn't.
Nunya?
2 hours ago, Jeff
31.
didn't care about that drama. He said, "Ignore the drama, block them."
How
mute
old
them.
is Nick, Nunya?
31.
He's 31 years old?
But Jeff said
He's 31
2
years old.
hours ago.
So he is a grown man.
Okay,
that
Mr.
makes
Summer,
his
can you ever
own-
shut the fuck up?
What
Jeff
makes his
told
own
us 2 hours
decisions.
ago he didn't care about the drama.
He makes his
just
own
keep it.
decisions. He's a grown man,
Good for you.
says. Grown man to make his own decisions, okay? But you love
And
him
go
so much, so
find-
why don't you drop, yep, like you did,
thank
and why
you.
don't you go buy him a hotel? Adios
Yeah,
to the
so
next round.
And I don't know
Yeah.
if everybody realizes, but the people that get up here and the people that are in the chat supporting Nick and saying that Jeff did the wrong thing and I did the wrong thing by coming up here, you're obviously just like Nick. You sound like him when you get up here. You have his exact type of mentality. You guys all fit together. So I hope you stick with Nick. I hope you support his habits.
You're the only
I
one
hope you're
sticking
there
with Nick,
every step of the way for Nick, because everybody else that's normal, that sees what he's like, that sees the kind of master gaslighter he is and narcissist, we all know the truth about Nick. You guys are all
Exactly.
completely oblivious to what he's doing to people, and you support this type of behavior.
Ladies, be careful. I just got mass reported and restricted.
Oh, me
so
too. Me
be
too.
careful.
Yeah, we have
The
like
haters are mass reporting as we speak. And all I can say is, honey, listen, if you have to mass report, that says enough about you people. Go to Nick's chat.
we have
Go to Nick's live.
3 live visibility restrictions.
Oh, it just means that you're live, like it won't be visible to a lot of people, but you have 1,000 people in here. You're doing great, Jeff. And congratulations for all the followers you gained. At least you gained something out of this. So thanks, Nick.
Yeah,
No,
dude, kudos to you. I want to
Oh,
be your
Joey,
friend in
can
real
you let
life.
Joey up? Joey wants a turn up here. Can you see if Joey's in your box? We'll give him one turn.
Let's see. Is it Joey?
Hey, Jeff, if you need me to drop, just let me
Joey
know.
Dez?
Let's see, Joey, what's your name?
Yeah, if anyone needs me to drop, I can drop.
Yeah, just let me know if we need to drop. If you need me to drop.
No, there's no.
Okay,
No,
Joey.
there's-
Hi.
Nice tats.
Hey guys.
Hey, love your tattoos.
Hi, Joey.
Guys, I just really want to see Nick do better, man, because I've had a lot of friends, get lost to drugs or violence and stuff. And, I just don't want to be judgmental, but I just think Jeff just should have, maybe made sure he was sure before he sent him out there. Because now I feel bad for the dude, because after all, he is just a human. And I feel bad for Jeff too, but it's just, I really wish none of this never happened, to be honest, because it is rough and it is rough out there for a lot of people. And, I wish no hate towards none of you guys, but, I just wish it all would have never happened, because it is.
Who in their right mind even goes and lives with a stranger? You know what I'm saying?
I know, but it is hard times, and he is looking for a place to live. So I understand where he's coming from. It's not easy out there, but I appreciate what Jeff was trying to do, man. You seem like a nice guy, Jeff, but it just seems like a shitty situation overall.
But Joey, you got to say yourself that even though Nick has somewhere to go right now, he's come in the chat, he's let everyone know that he has somewhere to go. So I mean, you have to say for yourself that even though you feel bad for Nick, if Nick would have shown up at Jeff's house and in 2 weeks' time Jeff is up on false charges, he has trolls everywhere, his personal information is being posted everywhere, you would feel bad for Jeff.
So yes, it was a
Yeah,
misjudgment.
I'm just optimistic, and I'm just hoping for the best for everyone, man. But I really hope the best for you guys and Nick and all of you guys, man. But I just don't want to be
just has a
judgmental.
good heart too.
And Joey, just know we don't want anything bad for Nick, right?
I know. I really hope he
bad
does
for
find
him.
a place to live, and he really does, you know.
Right. We don't want nothing bad. We wish him the best. We hope for success. We hope for, him to go into recovery, right? We're not bad people, but what we're saying too is Jeff has to protect himself, right? Jeff has to protect himself. And unfortunately, in a situation like this on TikTok, things happen, right? Things happen. But believe me, Nick is not going to be stranded. He has his supporters. He has his fans and his followers. He's good. Is it unfortunate with how it went down? Sure. But unfortunately, things came to light, and Jeff had every right to back out.
I understand. I just wish it would have made for sure. He knew what he was getting into. I wish things were different, but
communication.
I just as long as Nick got somewhere to go, it's all good. But it just sucks for all parties involved. I feel like.
People in the chat is saying that his mom's in here, so if you want to drop me,
I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys for letting me in. I wish no hate towards any of you guys. I wish the best for everyone, including Nick and Jeff. But I hope you guys have a good night.
Thank you, Joey.
Thank you.
Bye, Joey.
Jessica Rose, it's not about me being nice. It's about being truthful. We don't wish ill on anyone, but we're going to state facts, and we're going to also protect Jeff. So it's not about me being nice now. It's the same situation of I have brothers who unfortunately have an addiction, and I want nothing more than for them to get better, right? We want that for anyone. But unfortunately, people have to want to help themselves. So it's not being nice, it's being real, girl. It's just being real. We all wish Nick the best. No one doesn't. But in a situation like this, it's not Jeff's responsibility. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line.
So they're saying that his mom
let his mother in here?
First of all, if his mom is in
That's
here,
up
why
to you,
isn't he
Jeff.
going to his
Jeff,
mom?
if you
No
want to,
offense,
that's
but I still, you can't be an enabler to an addict. You can't.
Right.
You cannot be an enabler to an addict. They have to want to get clean for themselves. And they got to do it for themselves. There's so many free places that they can go to get the help that they need.
Yes.
No, I agree.
And you even as his mom, and I know what it's like to be a mom to someone that has drug problems. I get that, but you need to let people hit rock bottom, an absolute rock bottom, before they can see for themselves that they need to get help, because you can love someone to death.
Right.
Yeah, you sure the hell can.
That is true.
That's what I did. And it
That's
sucks.
so sad.
And it sucks. My husband was sober for 30 days. 30 days. And he was living in Atlanta, and I live here in Chicago. And I loved him so much that I ended up losing my job of 20 years in the healthcare field. From going back and forth to try to save him from overdosing, or from trying to commit, or from stealing, or from whatever. Those last 30 days when he came to Chicago to come live and to say that he was clean, he went back to go visit his father, and he went with his ex, who is a year older than me, and took my identification and opened up and got a loan from a bank for $300,000 because his ex-girlfriend's daughter works at the bank, and she forged my name, and they got the loan. And when he came back to Chicago, I got an alert on it, and within 2 days of me fighting with him and still giving him all the love and forgiving him and telling him we'll take care of it, he ended up committing because he was so guilty and so psychotic from the meth, because he went into extreme psychosis. The amount of love that I gave this individual, and now mind you, it's been 4 years since he's been gone. It'll be 5 in February. But the amount of trauma that I've went through, my niece is a recovering addict. I have my niece's daughter that I just adopted, literally 6 months after my husband passed, for me to save this little girl that I have in my room right now sleeping. You can't. There's not. And if his mom is in here, I pray for her. I pray for her because I don't know what it's like to lose a child. I don't. But I do know what it's like to lose so many people to not only gang violence, but to drugs.
Yeah, Nick. Jeff. I think Nick's mom's name is Mama C. She's in the boxes waiting.
So you guys want to deal with her?
Let's go.
Yeah,
Round 3. Ding, ding, ding.
Only if you want, Jeff.
I can drop
That's up to you,
it. I can drop
Jeff.
it.
That's up to you.
Hey, Mama C, MC.
You gotta unmute yourself, Mama. Mama C.
No, I'm sorry. I don't know why people kept saying I was Nick's mom in the chat. I'm not. I'm 3 years old. I have a 2-year-old son. I've been listening to this for the past hour.
Bad chat.
So yeah, I've been watching Nick and Mariah for almost 2.5 years, probably longer than that, honestly. And I seriously do believe that Jeff dodged a bullet on this whole situation.
Amen.
Because not only can he not keep a job, he cannot stay off drugs, he cannot stop begging people for money on the internet. He can't stop playing victim. Okay, as a grown-ass man that you quote-unquote seem to want to be, you should be going out and providing for your, significant other, whatever. And you just need to stop. In my fucking opinion, and when that Gia girl was in here, I was getting so freaking livid.
Oh, she's still here.
I do not care. She's probably punching the air right now, but
No, she's just mass reporting us. That's all.
That is wild.
Right.
She was so mad. She was big mad.
So mad.
So, with all that being said, I just want to know how Jeff is feeling, because everybody else has been talking and he's kind of sitting here, and to me he looks anxious. He's stressed out.
Well, I mean, it is a very
Super not comfortable.
I mean, at one time I have PTSD and from the Marine Corps and stuff and being a cop, but I mean, a huge part of me is thankful. A huge part of me feels stupid, and a huge part of me just
feels bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, all three of those are human emotions, but the part where you said you feel stupid, I think we've all hit that point at some point in our lives, right? I'm sure everybody in this little group right here can say, hey, I did something and I felt freaking stupid for it, right?
Absolutely.
And the next part about you saying, you feel sad. Honestly, this may sound selfish to me, but I don't. If I were you, I would not feel sad, because he has been using people on the internet. He lies to the hotel staff and where he's staying or whatever about what he's doing, when people are literally getting him on recording from his lives. So it's not just people are trolling him. They literally have video evidence or etc. from his Snapchat and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just sometimes when you think that you have it all, just because I was very clear with him about so many things and set so many boundaries. Literally, I don't even, how a lot of people hook up on the whatever sites and whatever. I don't even do that stuff because I'm afraid I'm going to catch something or whatever. People, I mean, I keep to myself because I don't want to have to. And I was okay, well, this guy seems, even though he has a shady background, even though I didn't know it factual.
He's very good at lying. He's very good at lying.
Yes. And
oh, let's JH in. Let's let JH in, Jeff. It looks like another that might have a different opinion than us.
That's not even lying. That's manipulation.
Well, yeah, yeah, that's true.
I can speak from being in a 7-year relationship with a narcissist and manipulator. They will go to
I'm so
God's
sorry.
end of the earth to like make themselves look like the victim in every situation, and it's absolutely diabolical.
I'm so sorry.
Why is not sure no surprise there too have a face pic of him in his it looks like his face. Who were you saying to let in?
Is JH in the box?
JH?
Yeah, they're typing JH.
I will drop down, Jeff. I just want to
No,
say
there's
thank
an open
you.
box if you want to
I
say.
know. I just don't want to keep like a box open.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you. Thank
No,
you.
I appreciate you. I just want to say thank you for you being you, and you have a very genuine heart. Sabrina, you've been awesome as well as evil. Thank you so much for being just a voice in this chat.
Thank you,
Summer, we're gonna get chat. We're gonna get a drink or three. So message me, Jeff. I hope you have a beautiful night. Just
All right.
keep your
Thank
soul
you.
pure and open and closed at the same time. You know what I mean? So thank you for being you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you guys. I hope you guys have a beautiful night.
You too.
Jeff, maybe to get another opinion, I think there might be a Reddit, one of the Reddit mods that might be in the box waiting, and they would definitely be able
I'm gonna drop so more boxes can be open as well. So, good night, everyone.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night, Cece.
All right. So we have Conquer
Wait, hold on. How do I
Daily.
do
We
this?
have
Never mind.
the Queer
Is Meddling Morgan in here?
is what was the name again?
Is
Conquered
meddling Morgan in your box?
So Conquerly
Here,
Daily
I'm gonna drop
have a
down.
story of what Nick did
So,
to them.
One of the viewers is Meddling Morgan.
Oh, is Nick from jail in your box?
Oh, I watch a lot of Meddling Morgan.
Nick from the jail?
Meddling Morgan.
I don't see a Nick from jail.
I follow Meddling Morgan and
Conquer Daily. When I'm just reading.
yeah, I follow Conquer Daily as well.
Yeah.
Those are good platforms.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna drop down so you can get some more guests in here. You take care, Jeff.
All right. Thank you, dear.
You did the right thing. Bye, guys. Y'all have been great. Evil Teapot, you are a lifesaver, literally. Bye, guys. Y'all have been great. Evil Teapot, you are a lifesaver, literally. Bye, guys. Y'all have been great. Evil Teapot, you are a lifesaver, literally. Bye, guys. Y'all have been great. Evil Teapot, you are a
Mama C, you might have to drop. You got an echo. Mama C, you might have to drop. You got an echo.
Okay, she muted.
All right. That's gone, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have someone named Conquer in the box?
Yeah, Conquer Daily.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll invite them.
Yeah, I think they might be one of the Reddit mods. I'm not too sure. Oh, no surprise. Do you have no surprise in your box?
Okay, I'm not sure if you can hear me.
Is it still echoing for y'all?
Yeah, no surprise, but
Yeah.
They hating on me, chat, because they don't like that I tell the truth. That's why they hating.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Welcome.
Okay, perfect. Hi.
All right, I'll be right back. I have to go for a second.
Hi, friends.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm
not Nick. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not Nick either.
Glad you're not.
Disappoint.
Glad you're not.
Yeah, honestly, right? I can share a story about when I offered Nick some help if you guys would like to hear about it. I think it's a pretty interesting story. So I had just kind of been watching his drama, whatever. I was back and forth on like, is this guy really like just down on his luck, needs help, needs somebody to like look out for him, or is he a scammer? And obviously eventually I came to the point of like, yeah, this guy's out here doing devious things for devious reasons, unbeknownst to whoever he's doing them to. But basically when he had posted that he was essayed, I don't know if you all remember that video.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I had an aunt, I still have an aunt, obviously, who's a lawyer. And I reached out to him saying like, hey, if you're serious about this, I have a lawyer in my family who would be willing to help you, like give you legal advice, look out for you. I had already spoken to her about the situation. Like, hey, that's pretty crazy. And she fights like medical malpractice cases. So she would have been like the perfect person. Essentially, he told me like, okay, send her my video. I did that. Then he just stopped responding. And then he blocked me on everything, which I thought was insane because it's like, if you really wanted help and if that was really the situation, don't you think you would take somebody up on the offer of like free legal help?
Yep. You would think so.
Yeah. And so it's like, I wasn't like, oh, prove that you're not on drugs or prove anything to me. I just offered him legitimate legal help. And he was like, yeah, I'm not going to take that. It's like, he only wants the help in my mind that is as easy to grasp as everything else he already gets, which he doesn't work for at all.
Absolutely. That's how Nick's always been.
Yeah. And it's sad to see realistically. But at the same time, it's like, I'm glad that Jeff didn't allow him to put him through even worse than that. You know what I mean? Like,
The people in the chat that were like, oh, Mama MC's screen recording. No, I went to go to Summer Love's page because she looks iconic. And I clicked on her pinned video. And when I came back, that's when it started echoing. So I am so sorry.
And
I hope you liked my video.
They wanted me to, the chat wanted me to let you know that Meddling Morgan's in the box now. She requested a new request there again.
Okay.
Thanks, Mama MC.
You are so welcome, Queen.
yeah. And people are saying kind of in the chat that maybe Jeff didn't hear that story, but I feel like he did. It's not a very long story. I just felt like it was kind of pertinent information because I feel like that's one of the more serious things he's put on his platform. And then for somebody to reach out and offer him legitimate help over that and for him to just be like, no, I'm going to turn my nose up at it, then how legitimate really is the claim or any of the claims that he makes?
Yep.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Jeff, all love tonight for you. All love tonight for you. And I hope you see the rally of people behind you and that we do have your back no matter anyone's different opinions. As they're welcome to their own opinions, we're going to chop it down for what we know is right. And we have your back and you're not alone. And I think what you've done here tonight is beautiful because not only you came on this platform, but you built this new family in your chat tonight, right? In your boxes. There's so many new people in here that we all got to meet each other. We all got to share the stories and we all got to vibe. I think it's beautiful.
And Meddling Morgan's absolutely awesome. I'd love to hear from Meddling Morgan. I love your page. Absolutely.
I love her page as well.
If Medelling's not ready to talk yet, I just kind of wanted to introduce myself. I'm no surprise. I'm one of the Reddit mods. I just wanted to come up here and check on Jeff because this is kind of a lot to digest in such a short amount of time. And, you know, obviously we've been talking about this on the Reddit. I mean, how can we not? But we're all kind of, you know, worried about you and wanting to know if you're okay, because, you know, as a daughter to a Marine father, I 100% like understand the kind of weight that carries throughout your life. And, you know, big things like this, you know, can really be impactful for you and your mental health. And so I really just wanted to reach out the olive branch and make sure that you're doing okay. And, you know, if you're getting tired, you know, you can end this. It's okay. Like, we'll still be here to snark on Nick, you know, we'll be here for you. The page will still be here, but like, you got to put yourself first. So I'm just here to ask, like, how are you doing, really?
No, I really appreciate that. It's just, again, it's just mixed emotions. It's like, I mean, you just get down on yourself for almost falling for something like this. And I can't thank enough for the people that saved me from it, because literally it could have been the more, and that's the problem, is the more you sit here and listen and the more you think about it, like, the problem is like, as a Marine and even as a cop, is you're always exploring worst case scenarios in your mind to keep yourself safe. And so it's kind of blowing that whole thing up. So it's not even, I mean, I think I've turned more into promoting the educational portion of this, rather than, because I don't want it to happen to anyone else. Like, if I put myself out there, I was whatever, and I guess I'm in the situation where I want to be an advocate to not let this happen to other people. And it's not only him, but there's other people out there like him, that take advantage of the world. And you see it on TikTok all the time. People hand them money left and right, and it's almost like they need to be saved from themselves or have an awakening like I did.
I just want to say, if I can, sorry.
Yeah. No.
Definitely don't feel stupid. I heard you say kind of like that you had felt stupid about it. I would definitely not feel that way if I were you. Only because I feel like he does have a way to make people feel bad for him. Like when he posted that story about being SA'd, obviously plenty of people have been. So when you hear something like that and you're unsure if it's legitimate or not, you're going to kind of feel, especially if you've been somebody who's in that situation or known people who are, you're going to want to reach out and do something to help that person if you have any empathy within you. You know what I mean? And I think in your situation, similarly, you probably looked at like the situation he was in thinking, maybe this is somebody I could help. Like, what else am I really doing with my time? I could help this guy invest in himself and better himself. I don't think that's stupid of you to think that way. But I think that it's the right thing that you chose to not continue on with it, because unfortunately, I don't think he's the right person to put that energy into, if that makes sense.
No, totally. Yeah.
And for Gia and Nanya, they're still in the chat, just so you all know, hating, saying what they got to say. To both of you, clearly you're fans of Jeff. Thanks for being here. We enjoy you for being here in the chat. Not says nobody ever. Here's the thing. This is TikTok. Nick brings his life to TikTok, shares it to TikTok, and people are going to discuss it. Nick tries to trap people and tries to take advantage of people, and it's exposed and it's called out. That's what it is.
Morgan,
yes.
would you like to talk?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I was just being polite and waiting my turn. I don't like to interrupt people. It's not my live. This has been insane. I've been watching about 4 lives at a time for the past 3 hours. So many questions. But you did an amazing job, Teapot.
Thank you. I love
You're
your
welcome.
page. You do amazing work. I love it.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate it. Just unfortunately that it's why this is exactly why I do what I do. If only more people like Jeff could see them before craziness like this happens. He's not in the room. I don't know where he went.
Also, all the people like in the chat that are like trying to come for him, saying, "Oh no, he needs to show his DD 214." Honestly, that's so disrespectful. For one, why would somebody false claim that they are in the military? Two, if you don't like the person that you're watching, find another live or get your own life.
Preach.
Like I'm just reading all these comments and they are so freaking rude because they're like Nick cult. Like that's all it is. It's like,
well, guys, he also has like a skin fade haircut, and that's like pretty typical for even ex-military to keep having that haircut because that's what they're used to. So just keep that in mind, y'all.
You know, unfortunately, when you come on here and you have a voice and it's a voice that someone maybe has a different opinion, they'll go crazy over when people can see right through what's going on, right? This is TikTok, people. It's going to be different. Like, and again, for those of you that are still in here getting crazy, ain't nobody making you stay, sis. Like, hit the X. Hit the X, sis. You don't have to be here, Gia. Nanya, you don't have to be here. You have mass reported us. Hit the X. Take your ass on. Bye, girls.
like,
They're saying Mariah's in the box. I don't think that's the real Mariah, but they're saying that she's in the box.
It's not because the user is Moriah spelt M-O instead of M-A, which the correct spelling is M-A. That's how you know when it's a fake account, is they spell it wrong.
Doesn't she have like a sneaky account though?
Probably, but I don't think she would use her name if it was a sneaky account.
All right,
I mean,
darling,
she could
I'm
have
gonna drop,
a joke.
But it was nice meeting
it's
all of you,
spelled
Jeff.
wrong.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
You're leaving?
You all are beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna drop, and so you can give someone else the opportunity. But I'll be back. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Your face.
Good night, Summer.
Good night, all.
All right, good night. Yeah, that name looks fake.
Yeah, and I don't know if Mariah would have a sneaky account just because I know he talks a lot about how she's not as active on social media. And I feel like she really barely posts on her page. If she does anything, she just like goes live every once in a while when they're in a blowout or whatever.
So did you say people were questioning whether I was in the military or not?
So yes, but I also want to point out you do not have to prove yourself to anybody in this chat. So if you're about to pull out your ID, your government, like your military ID, you don't have to do that because you don't owe these people anything. And if you do, just make sure you cover up the important stuff.
Yeah.
Look at that, chat. He's not lying. He's not a Nick.
And I'm
He brings the
100% disabled veteran too. So.
Well, they're so used to being lied to. I mean, can you blame them?
I mean, no. But at the same time, it's like...
I'm just joking around. I'm not being serious.
Oh, no. I know. Trust me. It's just the audacity of, the people in here saying, oh, yeah, he wanted to take advantage of Nick. And just like trolling him when he was the one who was trying to be a good person and, let somebody come into his house.
Yeah, and I'm not unsure why they're so mad when Nick trolls all of them.
Exactly. Like Nick literally, okay, so I had a child 2 years ago. I'm still trying to lose the baby weight because it was a C-section. And he had literally trolled me and told me, if you want to lose weight and feel better about yourself, then you need to subscribe to me because what you're doing obviously isn't working. Pretty much calling me fat. And I was like, hold up, I know you were, what?
Yeah, that's his go-to.
And Jeff, just be careful hauling out any kind of cards because people screenshot and all that stuff. You just want to be really careful with that on when you're on live.
No, thank you. Yeah.
Jeff, I think Pisces said you dropped your medicine.
What?
When you had to take some medicine, somebody in the chat said you dropped one. Like, yeah, like when you went to go take it, I think it I don't know, maybe, did you have one or two? I don't know. Somebody in the chat just said that you dropped your medicine.
I took that in the other room.
I think someone named Alyssa keeps saying she wants to come in. She's a vet, I think. I have no idea. It's up to you if you want to let her in.
Alyssa?
Yeah.
I just want to know what Sampino is talking about. Why would Mama say that? Say what? What the heck did I say?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm sick and I'm with a sick child. I have a quick story about Nick that's like a complete shit show. I had followed him literally years ago. Like when he first put out that video of him with like the black eyes and he was, DV and all of that shit that happened. I had followed him on what he called was a spam account because at that point I was like, oh, is this person legit? Like that really sucks. I've been in a DV situation, all of this. He messaged me and I have the screenshots of all of this. He messaged me and started telling me that, I added him on Snapchat. He then went onto my Snapchat and how like Mama C was talking about the whole like losing weight and all of that. I had just had my son and he was talking about that I would be more attractive if I lost weight and that he makes all of his girlfriends go into the gym to where they're more attractive to people. And then he started to, and I don't know the background of it all because he has claimed that, and I'm not judging whatever, his sexuality and everything. He started, using a bunch of racial slurs towards people, talking about like trans people and like how he doesn't agree with it and all of this. And it's just crazy to see because I've seen him, I had blocked him numerous times and it's like, he just keeps coming up on my FYP for years. And it honestly kind of breaks my heart because people like Jeff reach out and they're like trying to be nice and trying to use, their heart and trying to be loving. And then Nick does this type of shit and it's just like he takes advantage. He's manipulative. Obviously he's an addict. And I hope one day he does get the help that he needs. But I am so proud of Jeff that regardless of, all of the trolls and people being like, hey, this is not okay. This is what he's done, that you stuck to your guns and you're like, this is my life. I'm not going to let you just ruin it. And regardless of people coming in the box and talking shit to you about it, you've stood your ground. So I just wanted to say, like, I'm proud of you for doing that and not letting people walk all over you.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And Jeff, if you're tired and like this is overwhelming and you've had a lot, it's completely understandable to want to shut it down and go to bed and clear your head.
No, I'm cool. I'm cool for a while. So.
Okay.
Are you
But
sure?
I
Are you really
appreciate that.
sure? Because we can always take this elsewhere. Like,
Oh, no.
I feel bad keeping you up. Because
It's kind kind of need it in a way. So,
Would it be okay if I add into something that Alyssa was saying?
yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Perfect. So basically, I think what Nick also does when she was talking about like using slurs about trans people, about other people, I think Nick will kind of like change himself to fit a box to garner help, support, financial gain from people, and then turn right around and dog on those exact same people. I feel like I've seen him do it time and time again.
There
And
is
it's
no
just
doubt
really
about
sad.
it that he most definitely has a form of mental disorder.
Well, he has borderline personality disorder, and he had told me that, and I have it as well. So I totally can relate on that aspect of, like sometimes you do mirror a person, but he takes it to a completely different level to the point of destroying other people's lives, and like that is completely unacceptable. And like how earlier everybody was talking about like, oh yeah, he was gonna, unfortunately, like Jeff, it was a possibility you could have ended up on the first 48. That's 1,000% the truth. Because he snapped so quick, and everybody has seen it with Mariah and seen the way that he projects onto everybody, and it is so unacceptable. And it, like I said, it makes me sad that you could have been in such a shitty position simply because you had a big heart.
And Jeff, can you check the boxes? There's someone named Albuquerque Chris that wants to come up. He has something to say.
Also, somebody in the chat said BPD isn't an excuse. I don't believe me nor Alyssa were saying that it was an excuse to any extent. We were just pretty much stating that he does have a mental disorder, and that's why he is acting the way he does in certain scenarios, but he doesn't. It's more of he is putting it into his own existence, if that makes sense.
Well, the other big
definitely.
issue that you have when you have borderline personality disorder is you become self-aware, especially when he claims that he's gone to like rehabs and he's gone to, you know, all of these therapies and everything like that. I've been in intensive therapy since I got out of the military due to PTSD and a lot of things that have happened. And I got diagnosed because of prior traumas. And you become very self-aware of those type of things of being like, okay, I feel like I'm splitting. I feel like I'm going to start mirroring this person. And he uses it as an excuse of being like, I have bipolar and I have PPD, so I'm going to treat everybody like shit. Like, that's not how that works. That's not an excuse. I know when I'm starting to treat somebody bad, and I apologize immediately because I know he uses it as an excuse and runs with it and decides that that's going to be his entire personality, of that he has issues, and then that's who he is. And that's just not okay.
Well, and it doesn't make sense that he has the time and the wherewithal to go get like testosterone and whatever, but you can't go get like mental help. You can't go tell somebody like actual issues that you need
I
the
have
help
10
with.
more weeks of testosterone left. Cool. How about your girlfriend that's talking about how she's hungry laying in the bed after you just beat her and used her for OnlyFans content? Let's talk about that.
I just want to say one thing right quick. He, so T-Pop pretty much summed him up almost perfectly. But one thing I haven't heard anybody say or mention is how he treated Oreo, the cat he had back in his apartment.
Oh my God.
That cat was his world up until it got more attention than he did. And then that cat got abused until a neighbor came and took it away from him.
I had totally forgot about that, and I had seen people.
Yeah, thank God for that neighbor.
What happened to the cat? And I was like, oh my God, that's true. I haven't seen the cat. And he kept saying like in his lives, oh, I had to get rid of it because, I got kicked out and all this and that. And I'm like, normally, I know most hotels, like they will accept pets. As long as like it doesn't cause like a disturbance with other guests or whatever. But
and at that same time, he was preaching how he was recovered and he's changed. Meanwhile, everybody's seen there was a obvious line on his desk of methamphetamine. He was still using at that time, and I think that was another thing that led towards Oreo's downfall.
Yeah, for sure.
He could, Oreo was the distraction from that. And
well, and I still believe he's actively using now, honestly.
Oh, 1,000%. The best thing you can judge them on is how they treat animals.
He claims that he's on kratom or whatever.
No,
that's not.
Yeah, when you've been around
your
people,
erratic behavior
yeah.
is not kratom.
Yeah, no, for
And
sure.
he, for anyone that watches him too, he like readily admitted that when he was in New Orleans, that he was on a meth bender. Like he was, you know, that's what his excuse was for how he was acting when he got tased in that grocery store and whatnot. So I mean, he obviously uses it quite often.
Talk shit about Mariah drinking. Got it.
Yeah, and then there was another live recently, like literally within the last week, where he was crying on live, and his eyes, like your eyes literally would not look like that from just weed, kratom, crying. They were like the heroin eyes, the meth eyes, you know what I mean?
Like he was literally possessed, where it looked like his eyes were like almost black.
And I just don't understand like how so many people can support him just lying to their face about that. Like he makes it so obvious sometimes that he's still in active addiction.
Well, here's what I will say regarding all of that. As someone that has had conversations with him, obviously not recently because I have watched his downfall from as everybody else has. As a mother, as a single mother, I would do whatever I needed to do for my child. He has openly said that, you know, he has sugar daddies and, you know, he'll do whatever he needs to do in front of a camera. And then he was go-go dancing and he was doing all this stuff at a bar and bartending. Okay, well, why are you still broke? Clearly that money is going towards things that they should not be going towards. You are still living in a hotel, which at this point, when you're paying $90-something a day, why can you not get an apartment?
Yeah.
And you're too good to work at Wendy's? You're too good to work at Wendy's. But
yeah, he went on live and proved how hard he worked at Wendy's by showing selfies he took at work. Like that doesn't show anybody how hard you worked, buddy.
But he was flexing on his employees talking shit about his managers. Like, damn, that's crazy. And I mean, you want to know what's weird is I bet that manager has an apartment and I bet that manager still has a job and I bet that manager has worked there for a long time and you cannot sustain that. Crazy.
And the sad part is, for a while, it was real fun, like, to troll Nick. Like, I mean, back, like, a year ago and whatnot, before he took his break off there, it was great. Like, when everybody would come in, it was, like, Nick's wheelchair. And you know, I did the, like, Nick's disappointed grandma. And there was so many fire names, and it was so fun to do because it was, like, fun. And he would even, if Nick was in a good mood, he was laughing with Bad Chat, like, quite often. But then it became a point where you're watching this guy, like, when he has Mariah on there, and doesn't want to be on there, and he's there talking to her and she's in tears. She doesn't want to be on camera, and we're sitting there having to watch this go down. And it's just like, this is taking a whole new turn where he's such a piece of shit.
Yeah, and
it's
just
just like
on her.
Yeah, and it's just like watching a train. Nick's always been watching a train wreck, but when you start to see that and you see like the look in her eyes, and it's horrible to watch. And then when you incorporate all the drugs and the, you know, scamming all the people out of the money and just the crazy things he says, it's not even fun anymore to troll him because he just needs off the app and to get some real help, like an inpatient admitted rehab type thing for a while.
Maybe his mommy can save him. Who knows?
And also, he tries to play the victim, saying that Mariah beat on him and stuff. But there's video of his own words where he said he provoked her into that and leaned into the punches to make it worse.
Yeah, there's even clips of him saying that he punched her in the ribs before that happened.
Yeah, and she admitted the other day, she said, "What about the time you kicked me in the ribs?"
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was about to mention that. Claire in the chat had said something against my comment talking about most hotels do not accept pets. While I will disagree with that one because my fiance works out of town, and we stayed in Greenville for a good bit. We were up there, and every single hotel that we were at, we even stayed at the hotels that they had stayed at. They accepted pets. So, I'm not saying all hotels do. I'm just saying most of them, you know, they do.
Meddling Morgan, do you have anything? I follow you, and that's why I'm like, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's not. And that's why I was kind of excited when you came into the box.
I'd probably have more to say if it wasn't 4 a.m. and I'm struggling.
Well, and there's so much to say. It's hard to remember it all.
Coherent right now.
If we could just go back to talking about like the sugar daddy situation, I truly believe that Nick's intention with this whole Jeff situation was hoping that that's what would come of it, that Jeff would just take on all his burdens, do whatever he wanted for him. And I don't think he had any plan to correct his behavior, get a good job, hold down anything. I think he was just fully going to take advantage of you if you were to allow him to do that.
Well, I was very clear with him that he is where I live. So much of it is in walking distance. I mean, he could get a job depending on the whole felon status. But depending on that, there's like 20 different places he could walk to. And I told him I wasn't even going to drive him. I was like, it's in walking distance. You need to walk to it. I'm not gonna again, I kept reiterating to him that I wasn't gonna change the way I live my life. I was doing him a favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
By this, and I was putting my foot down as far as how it was going to affect me living wise, because I've lived alone for a long time and I enjoy it, and I didn't want to give it up. So,
if I don't know if Claire's wanting to join, but she does have a comment that had said, "I don't get why Jeff would invite someone without doing his homework. That's off to me." So, Jeff, if you want to put your input on that one.
well, as I said before, you can't, even as a cop, you cannot legally run someone through NCIC or all the databases without basically doing it that basically either Scarborough Police or Portland Police or someone knows that you have a reason for doing it. You don't get a blank check. You can't sit there when you're in dispatch and just run people's names or information, because it's highly governed information. So, I heard some of it. I had been watching him. I had second guessed a lot of it. But
yeah, and it's hard to know what's real and fake with him, I think. There's a lot of back and forth content because he creates a narrative where you don't know what's the truth and what's not until you dig deep enough into it, which doesn't happen immediately, I don't think.
No, and you kind of really have to dig with him.
Well, and I just want to butt in quickly and say, this is 1,000% the reason why the Reddit exists is because of situations like this. And I don't know if anybody remembers or if anybody really knows, before he went to New Orleans, he had actually been in contact with this mother with, I think, 2 or 3 smaller children in New Orleans. And he had made a plan to live with her in her separate mother-in-law unit of her house, right? And she had, small children living at their house. And thankfully somebody from the page was able to reach out to her because she had no idea. She saw him on his live, doing the grifting. Oh, I need a place to stay. Oh, I need money. Oh, I need all this and that. And she believed it because that's a part of who he is as a manipulator and a narcissist. Is that's what he does. That's what drives him, is his ability to manipulate. And if someone hadn't reached out and directed her to our page, which has all of the resources and information on it, who knows what would have happened. And I've seen some people in the chat being like, oh, well, you think it's so awesome to be a Reddit mod? I do actually. I am proud to be a moderator for this Reddit because having been in an abusive relationship with a man just like Nick, I feel so strongly and passionate about making sure that other women do not fall prey to a man like this. And especially when he is on a public platform with millions of eyes on him. I don't know if you guys saw, he just hit 1 million likes on his page. With 1 million eyes on him at any given time, this kind of information is crucial because we've seen what he can do when he's back on drugs, when he's in his manic states. People get hurt. Like at the grocery store, he has admitted to body slamming and physically hurting 2 older gentlemen just because he, quote unquote, was wanting medical attention because he was kicked out of the hotel and had nowhere to go, right? And so, Jeff, obviously, maybe you could have done a little bit more research before, but honestly, you have the biggest heart and you offered to give him your home to stay in. You paid for his ticket, for God's sake. None of this was done out of malice at all. You did this purely out of the kindness of your heart. But thankfully, this page exists. And imagine what could have and would have happened if you hadn't opened up the boxes for everybody to see. And I am so thankful and glad that you had that little voice in the back of your head telling you to open up the boxes.
No, I really appreciate it. It was a lifesaver, when it's all said and done. And I'm so grateful. Just one thing is I'm going to have to go because I don't feel well.
No, you're good, Jeff. Please,
take care of yourself.
But it's kind of been a rough evening, so.
Yeah, go take care of yourself, Jeff. Get some sleep. It's a lot.
Yeah,
we're all here for you.
We'll be here. And just
All
so
the
you
time.
can feel better, Nick has posted that he was going to go to his mom's, and now that he's met a stranger, and he is going to go get a new girlfriend across the country. So Nick is taken care of. He will have somewhere to stay tonight, so don't feel bad. You made the right choice. Trust me in this. It's the best choice you could have made for yourself, okay?
All right, cool. Well, thank you, and I hope everyone has a great evening, and thanks for...
you too. Take care of yourself.
Good night. Good night, ladies.
Right.
Good night. Good night,
All
Jeff.
love for the chat. Night,
Yeah,
chat.
good job.
Tony.